We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two mics and the mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two nights and the mind. Two nights and the mind. Two nights and the mind. Two nights and the mind.
Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Tuli, one of your hosts, and I'm joined with my co-host. How is everyone doing tonight?
I am great. Loving this rain. How are you guys doing?
You loving the rain?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. What more can I say?
Good for the grass. Awesome.
Yes, I feel like rain is needed.
Whole lot of rain too. We've been getting buckets and buckets of rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one more day. I think this weekend.
Yes, it's supposed to be sunny this weekend, so I think tomorrow's the last day.
Mm-hmm. The coolness that it's bringing is
yeah. It dropped down in the 60s. You believe that?
I can't, but.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like, I like it dropped down in the 60s. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow.
80s next week coming back.
I did not I think this year has been the year that's rained the most in Georgia, right? I don't think it's rained this much in the past years that I've been here.
Yeah, this year, last year was it's been a lot.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, I've been enjoying every bit of it. Y'all got to be careful because all the mosquitoes be out too. Mm-hmm. I went back out the other day. The mosquitoes tore me up so bad. Oh my goodness.
Your neighbors probably left those.
Oh, you know what, Tuli? Guess what? I got a chance to meet my neighbors.
Who are they?
Talk to new neighbors. Let me tell you something. Impressive.
Really?
Oh my goodness. Listen. Top notch, high caliber, good people. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What made you think that? What makes you think that?
Because I talked to them. I got to meet them. When I met them, I enjoyed their conversation. Their conversation let me know I ain't gonna have no problems.
Are they working people or retired people or what? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. These folks right here are retired and and just sitting back, loving life. All they want to do is just live in peace. They told me they like peace and quiet. I say I love it too.
Wonderful.
And all y'all gonna be at home. That's so funny.
Hey, I say, you know what? I say I ain't gonna have no problems out of these folks at all. I ain't gonna have no problems out of these people at all. This is gonna be a wonderful time, wonderful experience. I'm really happy. And you know, it's all about change. That's what it's all about. It's all about change. You know what else it's about, Tuli?
What is it?
It's about growth, action, and results. That's what it's all about.
Are you gonna bake them a cake? A little pie or cookies?
No, that's doing too much.
What?
I remember I had a neighbor when I first moved into the neighborhood. I had a neighbor who was doing too much, and he tried that stuff that you saying, Dr. Joe. You just doing too much.
One of my neighbors did too, somewhere I lived. Yeah.
Oh, they be doing too much.
No. She did a cake, but it wasn't too much. I mean, I didn't think it was too much.
Yeah, I think it's something sweet.
Yeah, he when I first moved in, my neighbor, he was trying to be nosy. So he was doing too much, trying to be nosy. Almost every day I go outside, hey neighbor, hey, want to ask questions. What you doing? Why you moved here? what you do for a living, all that other stuff right there. No, sir. We're not doing none of that.
So, question: your neighbor did it to you, what you just did to your new neighbor?
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is true.
That's not
they're
true.
retired.
You told me all their business.
Yeah.
No. I didn't do what you think you did. No. For him to like come up to me and intrude.
Don't get
No,
nervous
that's not what happened.
Okay.
Very similar, but you still have their information. All you had to do was
It's
say,
all about the approach. It's all about the approach.
Okay, so just pretend you're not doing too much, but you are doing too much.
it's okay, Wayno.
No, it's all about the approach. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the approach.
I
It's all
think
about the pickup line. You know, like when you meet a girl at the grocery store, it's about the approach. It's about the initial approach, the pickup line. That's what it's all about.
because I know you ain't got.
Previous neighbors approach was just too aggressive. It was too nosy. It came off at they were doing too much.
But you okay? Welcome, Tony.
Like give me an example. Give you an example of something like that. You know, hypothetically, this is not a true story, but hypothetically, like if you're jogging around the neighborhood
Mhm.
and that neighbor is jogging around the neighborhood and y'all bumping each other as y'all are jogging around the neighborhood and y'all greet each other, that's a nice approach where you can open up for a dialogue. But if you go and ring their doorbell and keep asking questions every day, that's kind of aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the approach.
It was said as one day. You mean to tell me you
Yes.
say I think you did not ask your neighbor a question and they just volunteered the information? No way. I do not believe that. Exactly.
What I'm saying is that I had a welcoming approach.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I know you, so I already know
What
how.
do you
it went.
mean?
That's okay.
I had a very welcoming approach, and these neighbors, they're good people. I like them. Probably will never see them again. Wonderful people.
Awesome. Awesome.
So,
Welcome to the show. What's going on, preacher man?
man,
I call it AKA the Dance Man. That's his
Damn.
new nickname, the Dance Man.
Why?
He was out there in the streets
did
twerking
it.
last week.
Oh no, he did it. Preacher.
First of all, that was AI. People are not
Ellen Iverson.
even worry about that. Yeah, that was AI. That's what everybody do, put it on AI. They got a video, I know it's got to be AI with TD Jakes saying that Puffy and what's his name? Who that was? Puffy and it was a Tyler Perry. They got him into all that stuff and they were doing stuff with kids. I just seen them part. I mean, that's AI stuff. But you know what? People need to look. I know on the quick topic on that. If you look at how well they do the AI showing people saying stuff, you saying what in the world? Now you ask yourself, and I told Tula before, please y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't take it a second. If you're on here, go on, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the whole 9, hit the cash out. So anyway, you think of how many people that have been arrested that's saying that wasn't them, and you're looking at it saying this is about the dumbest person ever when you're looking at the evidence and they're studying saying it wasn't them. A good movie I told y'all to watch before to show you how they framed people was Arbitrage. I remember I had y'all to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
And you watched the gentleman, what they did on his license plate. Yeah. Plead guilty. He looked at it. He saw it. He said he was going to plead guilty. He was going to go in and plead guilty. He saw it. He said, he was like, that's not me. It was like, that's crazy. They showed his car going through a tunnel, showing his tag number. And he knew then that they had made, he was going to confess to it. But once he saw that, he knew it wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
And they went through it. Yeah. That means y'all don't remember Arbitrage when the black guy, and the guy told him what to do.
Yeah, I remember that.
I told you not to do that.
It took me a while, but I remember
Like, that wasn't me. He like, that was me. I didn't go that way. And they showed his tag number going through a toll booth. And he was like, no, he knew then that they had set the whole thing up because he knew he didn't go that way. But they got his tag number and ran it through, got him to do some digital stuff to show like he went through this toll booth to try to convict him of a crime. And I only say that to say, you know, all of the technology they give us, just like how you can take your phone. I can snap a picture of Wayno. I can snap a picture of all of us, and I can go take and put them in there like they were actually there. Now, you ask yourself, when they gave you this technology now, they had this technology for 20 years. How many people did they set up with this technology? You know, everybody just excited. Like, you can show, you're like, oh, that one, it's funny. You're not realizing they giving you access to stuff that they had for years. And they've used it for years. Confederate, I think he asked me for the link.
All right.
Appreciate that. I think I knew you come on there, but you know, I just said it to say, you know, while we enjoy the pleasures of laughing, it's funny. You can use AI. It's not funny when you're looking at how many people are sitting in prison that are political, you know, opponents or people whom they didn't like or they chose to take down because they felt like they were going to be a leader. You know, this has been done for years. You know, even with stuff they got a Dr. King, you know, him making sex noises in the hotel room and other pictures. You know, he got another picture, you know, fake, like him shooting a bird with his finger. You know, oh no, those are comical. People might look at them and laugh, but what's really, you know, something to look at is the fact that you're playing with something they had for years and people have lost their lives behind it. I mean, they destroyed homes, marriages. Think how many guys they shown their wives those pictures, you know, fake photos of them with another woman. How you going to explain it to your wife? That's AI.
Right.
But
Nobody ever.
Cool. Because even in some movies, you know how they have a give your envelope and they got the pictures and then that's not, you can't really tell. So you're right. It's been years.
Yeah, I mean, people don't want to look at that because everybody's just looking at, oh, I get to play with this on my phone. Anything they give you to play with is because, you know,
yes.
You know.
Hey, that's what R. Kelly been told everybody. He said that wasn't him in the video. He said that wasn't him.
Well, I mean, let me say this. I've heard supposedly from an interview, I forgot which interview, that's why so much stuff, that what was said behind that whole situation was R. Kelly had gone to them and told them he didn't want to make the music he was making anymore. He wanted to make more positive music. They didn't want him to make it because all his music was, if you go back, if you look, which is true, in the 90s, what they introduced was sex. Two Live Crew. Every artist, if you look, it's about sex. You don't sing a song you're a woman without showing your belly button, the breast out, you know, the rotating, the whole nine, the butt shaking, turn around, because they're pushing sex. Sex is going to be synonymous with what? Drugs and alcohol. Very few people, you're not going to find a person that's going to be quote unquote a sex fiend or a sex addict, and drugs and alcohol is not going to be a part of it. So sex sells drugs, sex sells alcohol. People don't typically just take drugs. Think if you ask the average person that got started, it's going to be, I was at a party, or I met this girl, or this guy I wound up dating. People don't just typically pick up drugs on them.
Right.
So you introduce it. What's a good one? I said documentaries before. I'm gonna try to link some while we're talking. If I'm looking down, I'm just looking for. I would like for us to post them. I'm a person I like to laugh and have fun, but y'all know my motto. I don't play with people's souls. I just don't find that funny about that. It's important for you to know how things work around you. Like everything has a bigger agenda than what you think. It's just like, for instance, I move on. The Harvard situation. You saw Donald Trump and him and Harvard has been going at it, clashing really hard. Him and Harvard. He's been fighting Harvard about trying to ban for international students taking fun. Well, supposedly, I've heard, you know, I need to research and say it. Supposedly, his son tried to get into Harvard before, and Harvard denied him. You see how all this stuff came back, but this is something to research now, because I want to look more into that. But that was brought to me through somebody that I know that's, you know, pretty knowledgeable. When they have information, they're pretty accurate. But that's what I was told. I will not say I've seen the information, but if that's true, that will make a lot of sense on why he has this major attack from Harvard, along with a lot of other Ivy League schools. Remember, a lot of these schools are funded from people from overseas. You know, big English names. Rothschilds, other people, you know, involved, you know, Getty's, DuPont's. It's so many big names, and you know he's gonna clash because he doesn't have that old name. Trump name is spelling here. His name wasn't known. When you coming from England, those names, the Chase, like those names are synonymous with money. Nobody, let me ask you something. You going to colleges, universities, you going to high school. Not one of us can ever testify that you ever met somebody last name Chase or Getty or DuPont. Am I correct? You never worked with them. But think about it. I mean, as big as the world, how hard should that be?
Right.
Which shows you, look, I'm telling you, Sue Ellison, you ain't went to school and you ain't worked with no Kennedy either, have you? I ain't talking about no. You probably work. No, I'm saying you don't work with some like low lane Kennedy. You ain't been with the Kennedys.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Or work with or gone to school with. Although they live here in America, they keep themselves separate. They try to keep their genes clean. What they try to do is they try to keep their genes clean. Every night, just like Harry did. What Harry did from England is what a lot of them do. Every night, then they got somebody go outside the box and grab a ordinary person, just like he did his brother when he went and got Merkel. What's her name? Not Merkel, whatever her name is. Lady K. Huh? The girl who his brother William married. She was not a royal. Typically, you try to stay royal with a royal. He went outside. And then his brother went. No, Meghan Markle is who Harry married.
Right. So who are you talking about?
His brother married a common woman in England, remember? She was a nobody.
Kate Middleton?
Kate Middleton. She was nobody. They'll call Lady Kate because she's white. They get it. They have a problem. You see, with the other ones, they pretty much ostracized out. He gets no money. He gets no protection. They'll say because he left. They were flat to her face. She even talked about how they were. They were flat to her face on how they felt. Those people are what you call blue bloods. Most people don't understand. Blue bloods are white people that say, you don't see them. They so white, you can see their veins, you can see it blue. They're trying to say they're authentic. Like they'll never get a tan into that stuff. Real blue-blooded whites don't do tans. They want to be white, clear white, and show the blood. They try to keep their lineage clean.
Proud.
The tanning people are a whole nother people. They don't. That's a different end. Blue blood means you ain't tanning. You can see that vein and see that blue blood. They try to keep it clean. But anyway,
here go the video about the Donald Trump Harvard son.
Go ahead.
Tonight's Fact or Fiction is brought to you by America's Finest Carpet.
The Trump administration continues its war against Harvard, asking federal agencies to cancel their remaining contracts with the university. And the government has already canceled more than $2 billion in federal research grants with Harvard. So speculation is running rampant online that President Trump has been attacking Harvard specifically because his son Barron was rejected from there. But that is unproven. Barron Trump attends the Stern Business School at NYU, and that does break family tradition. Donald Trump and all his other children went to either Penn or to Georgetown. Online rumors claim Barron was rejected by Harvard, Columbia, and Stanford, but there isn't any evidence to support that claim. Universities don't publicly release information about who they have rejected. If you would like to submit a question to us, you can go to 10news.com.
See?
Well, I mean, he could have just not wanted to go to other schools.
No, it wasn't. He didn't want to. That's where you would want to go. It's Harvard is prestigious enough. When you leave those in Columbia, you pretty much you should. You don't. Let me tell you something else. Have you guys ever worked with anybody that went to Harvard?
Hold on.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about a regular employee from Harvard.
I don't think I did.
No, you hadn't. If you did, they was of a higher suit. They were over you. They was up the chain. Harvard don't produce regular workers. It's just the what's synonymous with the name is what really push you. Those alumni, listen, why they can charge the amount of money they charge, because these are guaranteed placements when you leave. You don't leave Harvard Law and you working down at Silent Joe now, or you working at Motley and Motley, as a paper person. You're going into a major. Motley and Motley is actually huge. All his kids went. He's actually huge. His kids' daughter, he pushed all them into law, which is smart to keep the business. But if you look at Harvard grads, you're looking at Supreme Court, federal court appointments. You know what I'm saying? You look at Superior Court, you're looking at major law firms, that hand reach all across the United States, because that's part of the collegiate, that's part of the association with the college. You don't get the name Harvard and you go to like university. Even Georgia's a great school, but you're not gonna get the same placement you're gonna get with Harvard. Harvard, Stanford, Columbia, a lot of these schools are gonna put you in a place to where a doctor gonna be a high-end surgeon. You're not gonna be working at a medic clinic.
Oh boy.
And I'm just saying, like Emory's high-end. Yeah, there's certain schools, not that other schools are bad, but you pay for the connect. Like private schools like Lovett. Like y'all probably Wayno and Joe, y'all ain't never heard of Lovett, have you? Very prestigious. It's very prestigious. You leave from Lovett, you're not going to Georgia Tech, you're going to go to school. They're gonna walk you through life. Like those schools, like when they do like summer vacations, they take them to Paris. That's all paid for. Those kids they don't go to Whitewater, Six Flags, they take them out of the country.
They're expensive, probably, huh?
Yeah, not really. For a private school, what about $35,000 a year?
If they can afford you to send you to the school, they can afford you to send you to Paris.
Well, the school does. It's all paid. They take in a few quote unquote blacks a year. But you're gonna have a really high GPA. Yes, sir.
Something I want to add for anybody out here listening, if y'all curious on, you want to go to college and you're curious on what is a good school, what I recommend that y'all do is you can tell what's a good school if you know what you are. If you already know what you want to major in, you can vet the school that you're interested in by looking at what type of career fairs that they have for whatever particular programs you're gonna graduate for. I remember when I went to school, when I thought a good program, I always thought a good program is something that would teach you the most information. But when I went to school, I realized that one of the opportunities that our school was giving is that all of the students that was in my major, maybe about 30 of the top Fortune 500 companies had to give us interviews when we were doing our senior year. So I know there's a lot of other benefits to different schools like that. So anybody's interested in looking at any type of school, you can research what benefits do they already have in place for those seniors that's going to be graduating. Do they have any type of relationships with other companies, other politicians, where they harvest good relationships for the graduating class. Just wanted to add that.
Thank you.
I would suggest to anybody looking to go to college, I would suggest you look at community college. Save your money. Stop trying to push your money to spend that money. If you're not going to be a brain surgeon, you know what I'm saying? I'll be honest with you. I go to community college. All that stuff looks fine and dandy, but you can go to school, get you a good degree, and, get proficient in what you're doing. A lot of people overlook these schools. They really do, and they should, because you'll be surprised. I have a brother. She went to back when it was Atlanta Area Tech. She went to Atlanta Area Tech, and she's
community school and technical school, because they're
either or. She went to Atlanta Area Tech, but she's a nurse and she's supervisor over all these other people, all these degrees and all this other stuff. She's sitting in a real good place. She ain't on no floor. She don't have to go in. She works from home. She on the computer. You know what I'm saying? And she saved her money till she went. She went to technical school, community college, and her stuff. Her paycheck don't say no different. Her paycheck is actually bigger than the other people that go on these other schools with this higher end debt. And I just suggested people, and especially I would suggest this with AI and with all the different changes, it would not be a smart idea to spend big money to go to a high-end school when a lot of things are being phased out. I would go to community college. It's going to be cheaper. A lot of people are avoiding these colleges because they want to look good and want to play basketball. They ain't going pro, and they ain't getting a scholarship. They want to say they play. And then when you get out, you can talk about you played or you pledged. People looking at paycheck. People don't care about that stuff. Are y'all impressed? Oh, I played. People looking at, man, listen, man, I'm trying to get my work done, trying to get raised. I'm trying for another job. People, everybody's on the move, and a lot of things that were made to look real, like beautiful, nice, it just did. And I'm not gonna criticize. I mean, the schools are great. If you can get on them, they accept you. And hey, expect you get a free ride, take it. But if you have to pay, community. Go ahead.
Yep. And when you get hired, they don't ask what college, unless you went to Harvard, Yale University. They don't ask where did you graduate. It's about experience mostly. So absolutely correct. Do not waste your money.
Mm-hmm.
Do not
I
waste
see
your time.
Confederate 48 is in the back room. I don't know, is he ready to come on? I've seen him down there.
Oh, I'm just saying him now. I put him on. He's I couldn't even see him down there. I know you're saying, but I was like that. The link was up down. Where my
Y'all finally
bishop?
brought me out the closet, the broom closet. Say to everybody.
Hey, welcome, buddy. Good to see you.
Now, hold on, I'm gonna let you get a chance. Listen, I need everybody to go back and hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Appreciate that. There's 21 people on that, and ain't but one person hit a like on that.
Well, yeah.
All right, come on, people.
Here we go. This is your neighbor, Confederate State 48, saying hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscription, and hit the share. But last but never least, hit the cash out.
Yeah, that's right.
To the panel, to Commissioner Dr. Tooley, to Resident Dr. Joe, to the Honorable Tony Smith, and to last but not least, the Love Doctor, the author of Wound Management.
Yes, sir. That's right. Yes, sir.
It's good to see y'all. Nice topic tonight, as it was last week as well. Speaking on, I had a dream, right?
Why not Dr. King?
It was far from that, but it was somebody in the dream that'll give Dr. King a run for his money. It was actually you and I. We were sitting in a diner, and we were having a meal. And I asked you a question, and I said, what do you feel? What? Then this is actually true. The dream was fictitious, but what I'm saying is actually true. I said, let me ask you this. I said, what? It was about the South Africans, the Afrikaners. That's in South Africa. That came to the 47 families that came over from South Africa, from Cape Town, that came to the United States as immigrants just last week, I believe. And so I had asked you a question. I said, now, are these people DEI? Or are they? I was asking, what category do these people fall under, right? So I began to think, and you said no, say that answer for 2 Minds in the Mic tonight. I'm serious. The dream actually went that way. I'm not listening.
Wow. Wow.
He's dreaming about 2 Minds in the Mic. Look at that. Okay,
I literally had that in my column move. Really?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's awesome.
And I was kind of unsettled with it, because I'm looking at the fact of now it's kind of making sense as to what Elon Musk's contributions, what he want to the election, what he wanted in return. For him assisting number 47 in the election, in my opinion. But I want to know what your thought was on that, because it seems like they're doing away with like the DEI. What else it was? He called Africa, what we know as a Cuban line. He called it a S-hole country, and all these other derogatory things. He talked about other nationalities, about being thugs and criminals, and they need to be deported. But then you said that these people were being persecuted over in South Africa. Now the numbers might be a little bit off, but I'm sure Love Doctor, one of the panel members, will fact check what I'm about to say. But they said there's South Africa is 7 to 10% of the population is Caucasian, which they're not Afrikaner. They're actually the Dutch that came over in the 1800s, I believe it was. We probably can fact check that, but they came over to South Africa. They actually Dutch. They're not African. They're not African. But this 7 to 10% of them.
Afrikaner.
Sir?
They named themselves after Scipio Africanus.
Right. You taught us that. Yes, sir. You taught us that years ago.
But that just show you how they hold a tradition. You know, he was known for his destruction and barbarism, where Akibalan, and yet they'll name themselves after these people. And they'll say, oh, no, that's everybody. You know, that's why it's important for us to know our history, to come back and retrace certain key points and elements, and realize when people say certain things out of their mouths, they're actually saying more than what you think. The South president also let them know that a lot of the violence in South Africa is being committed by whites on quote unquote blacks. But here again, we have a man that has come in and just, and I'll be honest with you, he has been a disappointment to a lot of people. Elon Musk actually pretty much pulled away today. Even he is upset with him and has announced his frustration. So you know how that's gonna go for Elon. Elon's gonna lose money as far as with the minute, but this gonna be the wrong enemy he's gonna need. Because when you get Jeff Bezos and him together, they got more money about just about everybody put together. So when these guys get together in Facebook, they can do him a lot of damage. And a lot of things are backfiring on him and his administration. A lot of people be walking away. A lot of people gonna lose seats coming up in 2020 for supporting bad policies. It's bad. And these people that he allowed to come here, they are DIE.
See, that's what I'm saying.
They are. I mean, the same. But see, it's never white people. White people can't be DEI. It's their program. See, the problem with people of color, we have to stop fighting them with the attitude and the fortitude of this is ours. Although we can show proof, and they have proof that we've been here longer than them. We were here before them. Not every one of us, but a lot of people were here before the whiteface came. Had been here, gone back and forth, traveling, coming through. Because the easy way that people come in here, which people don't know, is through Canada. See, that's why people don't know. More Africans come in through Canada than through America. And a lot of people don't know that Canada is a travel place. Canada back in actually is closer to Africa. So there's actually believed there's a bridge that braces over from Canada to Akibalan. They flooded it out. Yes, it's underwater. They flooded out. It's underwater. Man was traveling back and forth here. This is white people, and they was on ship. They discovered we were crossing and coming in here. So it's a lot more to what people know, and it's unfortunate that when knowledge is dispersed, it comes into anger. Oh, you pro-black. So okay, if it's a sin for me to be pro-black, then it's sin for another man to be a pro-basketball player or a pro-football player.
Right.
Pro-golfer. What does that mean? How can it be wrong to be pro-black, but you can be a pro-athlete?
Right.
That makes zero sense. What does the word pro mean? So they always give up. Then they tell you about the pros and the cons. They said pros are good. The cons are what's bad. So, the English language has so much, the dialect allows them the opportunity to play with you and interchangeably use it at their discretion and convenience. And we've been beaten on every end. And I guess I'm more frustrated with people of color that we hadn't come together and realized the importance of why things need to be done differently on our end as far as how we operate with them, how we do business with them. It need to be tariffs. In the stores we have to set a price. We need to put tariffs on until we get our respect and we get equal rights. Same thing I'll tell this one. Everybody need to do. It don't make sense. Whites can't be the only people to be the punishers.
Right.
You judge, juror, arrester, executioner, right. You're the right and wrong of everybody. Look at these people that a family that was a TV family from Atlanta, had a reality show. You could clearly see the man had the homosexual tendency. The man was there for fraud, all kind of that he's not in Trump party. Oh, and you know he says every time he pardoned one of his friends, they was done wrong. It was just been done wrongly. How they been done? He was arrested because they were doing mortgage fraud.
Him and his wife.
Yeah.
Come on, man. How you gonna say? Who you gonna put this on? Black people? This is their mix. Every time white people get it ain't everyone white. This is what aggravate people of color is the fact that every time I get in trouble, y'all white it off. You white it out, and you just
White it
like
out.
the criminal. We got all these people sitting in jail. Then out of all the people he chose to free, Larry Hoover, community. I mean, Larry Hoover is not he's not a credit to the so-called Negro race.
No.
You let him out. Don't act like you did us no favor. Nobody asked for Larry Hoover out but other gang people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be practical with everything. Hey, he's out, okay. But let's just be honest. We got real live people that have sat in here and suffering.
I think it's a strategy behind why he let out Larry Hoover, and I might be wrong, but I suspect that it's a lot of people that are supporting the release of Derek Chauvin. So I won't be surprised if the calls for that start to increase more and more.
Love Doctor, technically, and I'm no legal analyst, as you already know, but according to stuff I've researched and looked at, even if he does have a pardon, it's only a federal pardon. He was convicted he was convicted under state law.
The state, and exactly, that's the same thing with the gentleman Hoover. Hoover has a federal pardon, but Hoover still has like a 200-year state sentence that they're waiting on too. So they similar on terms of that. That's what I suspect.
Right. So there's a term that you shared with us, Love Doctor, and I tell you that the term resonates with me. I say it probably quarterly. Legislative racism. And,
yes, sir.
It really kind of becomes more vivid to me now with all the stuff that's going on, and to kind of really chime back in on like what Ra was saying about the 47 so-called persecuted Afrikaners. I want to go back to the 7 to 10% of those individuals that are in South Africa being a minority. Guess what? That 7% owns 83% of the property and land in Africa. So how does the so-called indigenous people own less land than the people that migrated there? That makes no sense to me. And it's frustrating to know. And y'all, I think it was last year, the year before, y'all had the privilege to go over to Ghana, and to kind of educate the people and everything. I remember Miss Tooley had the opportunity to talk to the students and the young ladies and everything like that. And it's kind of terrifying to know that people from the region don't even really know their culture, their history. You know what I'm saying, and just to know that they're the majority when it comes to population, but they're the minority when it comes to finances and and equity. So I just I had wanted to kind of highlight that tonight because it just seemed very, very troubling to me, and still in light of they passed the big beautiful bill, and I think it has to go through one more stage, is it, with Congress, and they're talking about cutting Medicare and certain health benefits for people elderly and people with real disabilities, and that money is going to be, in my opinion, is going to be funneled towards these people that just came over here, these DEI recipients. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating to know that you have black farmers here in the United States. They can't get subsidies or nothing like that. But you can bring these people over here, and then they can get a head start, in life, where we've been here all our lives, and we fight tooth and nail just to get the approval to get an extra $65 a year on our Social Security disability benefits. I'm kind of venting tonight. It's kind of frustrating, but I just did want to come on the show and kind of talk about that a little bit. But I do see the topic says impulses and actions have consequences, And I don't want to lose sight of that, but I did want to get that out before we move forward.
Great. I'm saying what somebody was saying. They believe that Larry Hoover could get the gang violence between the GDs and the Bloodstock. That is absolutely ridiculous, and it's not even. Gang, let me tell you why, and that's what people don't know. Gangs don't operate anymore with heads anymore. Like that. Gangs operate independent, even in chapters. Nobody answering to nobody. Everybody's doing their own thing.
Right.
Big people done with the big homie. People done with OGs. They're done. These young guys ain't looking for nobody to control them. They doing their own stuff, like stuff that gangs had before, like loyalty things, like you don't mess with another gang member girl. You don't do certain things to another gang member. You have his back. That's not. It's everybody for itself. All of them do it for each other. Just like when YSL came out, they were young slime like. That's what they called that. Was their young slime like. So what a slime was like you'll steal from your mom and your dad.
Yeah, wow.
Friend, yeah, that's what it meant. You let them know you were slime. You let them know I'm slime. So slime do anything. You know, slime is considered to be filthy, dirty, whatever.
Scum.
That's why they get scum. So it's like, hey, I'm slime. What you expect? So you have to understand that the mental of these people. These kids we're dealing with now are the kids that are coming from my generation. Okay, these are the kids of my generation. A lot of these kids. So their parents, a little older than me, and my age, were people that came out pushing drugs. Younger people. Like I never used cocaine or smoke, but a lot of people did, and a lot of women, a lot of people got on cocaine, and these people had. Remember everybody, because I remember the thing was, it was, oh man, you know, they gonna coke, man, it don't make you want to have sex. Well, these people start having sex, and like, well, this broke them all, this messed them up. They weren't expecting to have sex. They were thinking it depopulate, but it worked better for them. They realized we need them to have sex because then they're going to create these monster kids that's going to help exterminate. If you look at these kids, like the kids now, they can't function, they can't sit down, they can't focus. They can handle a phone. They can't read, but they can use a phone. They can get all over a phone and computer, but can't do anything that can be legitimate or something that can add further them. So it's because of the attention span of their parents. Their parents were drug users.
Right.
Drugs have hunted, and it's affected the kids. You remember years ago we talked about, I don't know, when they still had it your time. And John, are you 40 yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. But they had the block of cheese years ago, the government cheese.
Yeah.
I remember that cheese. You remember that Confederate?
Yeah, the canned pork. The
yeah, I remember government cheese.
But let me say the cheese was slamming. We made so many grilled cheese on
Man.
the sandwich with that cheese.
And that brown box.
It was slamming it all about that government cheese.
Listen, that cheese was a long box, brown box.
It wouldn't melt either.
Yes, it would.
I don't know what
Man, you got the recall version.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, let me see if I can find a picture. I know, bro. That government cheese had a distinct taste to it. It tastes horrible.
Man, you got your mouth.
It would go right on the bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah.
You had something.
Man, you ate that with some spam, man. I'm telling you.
But you noticed that cheese disappeared out of nowhere.
It did.
It wasn't a problem. Nobody complained about cheese. They gave it to us, then they took it away because I think they felt like the mission was accomplished.
Right.
We educated enough people with the cheese, and we can move it away. Look at a lot of people today. The average person doesn't have a regular bowel movement. The average person might go to rest. But listen, the average person probably goes to the restroom twice a week.
Oh my God.
That's
maybe 3 times versus having a bowel movement every day.
Told you came in the brown box.
Yeah, that was it.
The top.
That stuff tastes horrible and it's really hard. Trying to cut it with a knife. Oh my goodness.
Nah, I love Doctor. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you with that, man.
That with another cheese. Love that.
You.
Hey, let me tell you something. I grew up with it's called sharp cheese and cheddar cheese blocks. Those were delicious. If y'all had Kobe cheese was my favorite cheese. Oh yeah.
But this was sharp cheese, I believe.
That was sharp cheese, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me tell you
I'm talking about go to the grocery store and buy it. That government cheese. No, the kind we had, it tasted horrible. I used to hate it, and our girl used to give it to us all the time.
Man, you gotta remember he came along. By the time he came along, we wasn't even doing the cheese. The
cheese was gone. Yeah. That cheese was recalled when you got it, Love Doctor.
No, I remember the cheese because I used to get it my grandma. We used to wait in line to get it.
Well, okay, what year was you born? You know, what year?
I can't tell everybody that. You know.
Oh my gosh!
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Don't let them tell y'all from early vote. I remember food stamp.
Take the wire off. Take the wire off.
Booklet, the coupon book. I
remember
all that stuff.
Somebody said that you were bougie. You did not think
I'm a millennial.
You know, millennial. You in a dilemma.
He's white.
I'm generation white.
I can tell. This is what came in that box. You had this. What you had? You had the canned pork with a pig on it. You had the cheese. You had powdered milk that came in a white pouch with black writing on it. Cause we used to go to the church and get it. Like you could get it. I think you got it like once a month or twice a month, something like that. And it used to roll around when free lunch used to have a free lunch for the kids during the summertime. When they used to have the boxes, we would go up to the rec center or whatever and get the free lunches and everything. But yeah, you know, back then you sit back and you look at it. It was times were more simpler then. But as Ra said, you know. To what extent did it affect us in our generation that came after us? Because you know, you look at it, the crack epidemic was around the time too when the block cheese and stuff like that was at an all-time high. Like it was in the 80s, the early 80s to the mid 80s. Around the 90s, it had them phased out by the 90s. I don't recall even seeing it around in the 90s.
That when it ended, and so that's why I say he wouldn't have ate it. You
wouldn't have ate it.
He been too small to even recognize it. Because when it came out, it was younger 80s for us.
Read it. It existed in the 1990s. Look.
Okay, what year was you?
It ended.
Oh my God.
Listen, it existed. In order for it to end in the 1990s, that means it was still existed in 1990.
Okay.
I remember the peanut butter containers, all that stuff. I remember all that stuff.
Okay. What year was you born?
Okay. 80s.
Let me ask you this.
So what year? I asked you what?
82.
Okay, yeah, you want to remember it. No.
Okay, how you gonna tell me? I remember everything. I remember.
Lord Doctor, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
That was a
do you remember this? Let me ask you, do you remember this? Do you remember the food stamp books?
Yes, yeah, I remember the coupon books. And I remember where people would always sell them. You can get two. In other words, you can get double for your money. So if you had $100 book, you pay $50, you get $100 for it. I remember all that stuff.
Okay, you might know the race.
They stopped it and they switched over to the card.
Confederate, that's what they do now. You gonna believe
exactly? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say, do you know how?
He's not fooling nobody.
I remember. You know it. All I got to do is
hold
type
on.
in the
No, I'm just gonna get it. What
year did
this
food stamp book stop?
Hold on. Watch this, Resident Joe, Dr. Joe. Here go the $1 million question.
No, not as old as you now. I can't remember everything you remember. I don't claim.
No, we going around your time frame now. This is around your time frame. Yeah. What color was a $1 food stamp coupon?
I don't remember the color. I think it was yellow. I don't remember the colors though. I don't remember all the colors. I don't remember all the stuff.
Brown.
It was white and brown.
I don't remember which color was the.
What color was
20s. I don't remember all that stuff. And I remember one was like brown and stuff like that too. I can't remember if $10 was brown or 20 was brown. I don't remember the colors, but I do remember.
Now you had a $10.
He was a little bougie, so I don't think he.
Now you had a $10 coupon food stamp. Now you had some money there because that was
what I want to explain to you is I was still a child in elementary.
Oh,
so
okay.
my memories of that was from a child. So I wasn't dedicating to remember what color and how many books and all this stuff.
I got you.
I just remember I was a child. I'd be at the grocery store. They give me the money. That's their give me. They give me the coupon books. All that stuff. I remember my grandma would have to wait in line for the block of cheese. If she didn't want to wait in line, she'd make me wait in line until we get up there with all that stuff. So I just remember that, but I remember from the perspective of a child. I don't remember from the perspective of an adult.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, but that,
But I still look like I'm 21.
yes, that's true.
Okay.
I feel good.
But yeah, the 80s, you know, like Ra said, gangs had they typically had if you will a rhyme and reason as to why they you know, whether it was to protect neighborhoods, protect, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. But nowadays, these kids they have no allegiance to nothing. You know, they like you said, they like what do you call like mercenaries? I don't call them mercenaries. They sort of like what's a good word?
They call themselves like guardians. They were protecting their neighborhoods, making
Right, because
sure.
remember you had the ones in New York. What's their name? The Guardian Angels.
Guardian Angels came out. They ran them out. They wound up having so much corrupt. They had to get rid of them because they were actually doing a good job. They had to shut them down because they were actually benefiting. You know, no guns. They came to Atlanta. They was on the streets walking. Cut a lot of things down because people knew they stood. Police down. No guns or anything, but people were respectful towards certain things. You know, they wound up putting. I think one of them wound up killing some people. Or some they needed something negative to stop them because the system can't survive. People don't realize that this system can't survive without. You got to have evil, you got to have crime, you got to have drugs in order for it to survive. You cannot afford for everybody not to be on drugs, not to commit crimes. Then you just got a population of people that are surviving, that are making it, you know, that are successful. You know what I'm saying? And they can't. The world can't survive that. You know, white people don't want to share wealth.
No,
that's why you create a handicap, even against their own. They know it's going to take some of theirs down, but hey, in order to win, it's like a war. When you say you won the war, that means you didn't lose the soldiers.
Collateral damage.
But we're looking at the bigger picture. So they knew they would lose some of their people. But the major thing is look at the people they offset. Hispanics are criminals who don't believe him, that don't belong here. They got people watching, everybody Hispanic thinking, are you an immigrant? Are you from here? Are you an anchor baby? I mean, that's what. Then they got blacks. Are you a criminal? Are you waiting to rape white women? So they got everybody watching everybody. You see what I'm saying? But nobody's watching them.
Nobody.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Trustworthy. I'm not racist. I'm just a realist on the fact that fair should be fair. People shouldn't be the entire race. Whether one white person, I don't judge a white person by the entire race. I'm going to judge off what it is that you do, how you act and react to things. You know what I'm saying? How disproportionate you are in your judgment.
Right.
You know,
so
that's
biased.
Yeah. And
so biased.
It's hard to see things from our perspective, from quote unquote people of color, because you never suffered what we suffered and still suffer. Like they feel like slavery is over, so we are better off or whatever. It never ended for us. We still answer to you. I mean, the highest ranking black person in the world answers to a white person.
Right. Oh, this which brings me to this. Here's a question. Love Doctor had asked us a question. This was probably last year. He had asked us. You remember about the HBCUs, right? And you had asked us what HBCU was owned or owned and operated.
After a black person.
Correct. Right. And so now here's my rebuttal to that in a way. But it's gonna form as a question. So you know, out of like all the inventions, right? Like the inventions that so-called African Americans had invented, certain things like them. This is like George Washington Carver peanut butter or something like that, right? So my question is, what invention does a so-called black or African American, a person of color, I can't get the word out, that actually owns the rights and the patent to it?
I don't know. I would have to Google it.
That they're the sole owner to it, and it's not overseen by our counterpart. Because I've researched it and looked, and I haven't found anyone. But what I'm getting at is our counterparts, they can invent something and keep the rights to it and benefit the most from it. But when it comes to us, we invent something, but they kind of oversee it, or they, they give us the credit for inventing it, but they gain the most monetarily from it. Is basically what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So I just Googled some stuff. One of them is the traffic signal, the gas mask, the super soaker. Oh, I remember the super soaker water gun. I remember that. That got me in a lot of trouble in middle school.
Yep, that's right.
But is he the sole owner of it? I mean,
nothing. Listen, let me ask you a question.
I agree with.
They had a question for you,
I
Pritchard.
don't know. I highly doubt it, Confederate.
In the chat, it said, "Rob, what do you think about?" They have a question for Pritchard.
Abraham Torre. I don't know who that is. Who's going to jail now, Bishop? Driver undercut. I don't know what happened with it. Tell me what. I do apologize, Travis. I have been. I have to be real. You spit on me. I ain't that saying yet. I'm swinging. Who is it? So I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Who is that? Bishop, you let me know. But as far as what the love doctor looked up, that was not the question we asked. He was trying to see what. And I know you might have been looking though to try to see if there's anything to lead in Africa. Burkina Faso. Oh yeah, I mean I like him for what I know of him. The only thing with these people that we look at, like the guy in Burkina Faso, these guys always still sell themselves out. There's nobody to. You still got to make a deal with other white countries.
So that's what
and he didn't stand independent. He only broke away from France because they was under France. France was using them because that's how they were going to ship natural gas into Europe, but then cut Russia completely off. Russia was behind them kicking France out because this would have killed Russia if he wouldn't have been able to sell gas to Europe. So that was part of that whole cycle. But he's still in the hands of the Chinese, Russia. So you still don't have, although he's fighting back against France, Europe, United States, you still the puppet of Russia.
Right.
So it's like for me, I look at this with these quote unquote black countries. Why are you still just like the president of South Africa? He bowed down and kowtowed to Trump trying to explain himself. Well, he could have easily asked him, Mr. President, you have racism here. You blacks are being killed. And they were here as long, and these ain't anchor baby. What are you doing about those people? You got
right.
See, these guys are afraid to say something here. They buy, and Trump is not as bad as they claim it. Take your military, take all the blacks out of it, and let me see who you go and fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna survive. They're not gonna survive nowhere in the South, in Middle East. It's too hot, they stick out. You use black faces when you go to the Middle East. The old white guys will tell you they can't walk around with that bald face. That face gotta have hair in it. They cannot. They know what happened with it. They don't want them there. So you need, and this is us being, but I say this. We need whites. Whites need us. We need Hispanics. Hispanics need us. We need Chinese. Chinese need us. Indians need us. We need Indians. We all need each other. We're all interdependent. We have to stop this independence. You can't have independence when you don't source, make, control everything in the world. That's the only way you can be independent. Everybody has to do business with somebody in order to keep functioning.
Right.
So it shows the dependency level we have. You might say, well, I don't use, but I only spend $2 billion a year with Wayne over his country. But that's $2 billion you spend him because you need products. You need him for manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
You need him for farming, agriculture, whatever it is that we do with one another, because we need it. There are certain things we don't do in America anymore. We have to get countries that still do it, who still have ground, women on the ground that plant poor. How you getting avocados? How you getting apples? How you getting orange? You got to have people get out here and pick and work in these groves. And in islands where they still do this stuff. Coconuts. You got all this coconut water everywhere. We never seen coconut water years ago. Never seen it. Look for coconut water. Coconut was on a can, and you sprinkle it on a can. Now coconut water everywhere. Coconut water, coconut water, coconut water. Who's gathering these coconuts?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to cocoa is going to be most produced where? In African countries. They're the producer of cocoa. So you know what I'm saying? And the Ivory Coast, You know what I'm saying? They're the larger producers of this stuff, and yet these people don't get any credit. They selling the cocoa for pennies. I mean, for pennies, and then it's being sold on here. Cocoa is making more money than gold. There's nothing pretty much you eat that doesn't have cocoa in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what?
No. That's interesting that you would say that. Kind of pivoting a little bit, like you had taught us a while back, like, and I don't want to try to like obviously kind of overshadow anything in terms of like the question I'm asking, but you remember, which I'm quite sure you do, when Yasharal, they came out of Mitzrayim, right, what they call Egypt, and they crossed over the peninsula, right? If I'm not mistaken, didn't they cross over into Arabia?
It is. That's it.
Okay,
so that's what Mount Sinai was.
Right. So my question gonna be, if Yahuwah had Shabbat that to Abraham, right? Why is it that we don't own it, and they're trying to say that the Saudis own it? What you told us about the Saudi family, they just came over and stole. I'm trying to figure all this out.
Yeah, and think about it, the name of the country is Arabia. It's called Saudi because you're giving honor to a family. And the reason why they leave that family is because that family played a major part with helping out the Gettys. The Gettys who helped them start pushing and go, help them get the oil out the ground. The Middle East, they wouldn't have been nothing if it weren't for oil.
See?
That's not what we get for oil. Egypt produces cotton. There's not a lot. We don't get anything from them.
Right.
We don't need stuff for the oil. So he helped them bring the oil over to America, the other country, and that put them and made them rich. These were just religious people. They took over, and these people are wealthy off of the backs of us. So because they helped sell us out and displace us, that's why they don't keep the land. None of them belong. None of the people over there are the original people. This is common sense. They all arguing and fighting with each other when none of these people over there are the original people. Everybody is lying. Now, you know, Sinai is now in Mitzrayim. They sold that out. And you know, Israel was involved with that.
Wow.
They're selling it out. Yeah. And that's in Egypt. Now people are so ignorant because they don't know. They thinking when we left Mizraim, we were still in Mizraim when we went to Mount Sinai. He told them I brought them out. He said, when I bring them out of Mizraim, you're going to worship me here. So to show you hadn't gone nowhere, they just moved. And that's why you were told not to remove the old landmarks. Because so now when you start reading, you go back and you look, you're going to look stupid.
Right.
Just like now. One of the biggest arguments is, where was Abraham born at? Some saying Turkey, some saying Syria. Some with this place, Turkey, the Turkish people were actually called the Ottoman Empire.
Right.
See, this is stuff a lot of these folks don't know. None of these people existed. These aren't people that been here. They were the Ottoman Empire. This was Syria. Abraham was born in Syria.
Wow.
But because you move landmarks, and you change and you shorten lands and move stuff, people don't know. So now when you read and you look, you just going with what they tell you. Say, well, the Bible is not accurate because in the Bible it said they changed the density and the size of places. Just like, think about this. Everywhere you find subdivision at, these were what? Farmlands, right?
Right.
These farmlands were what? Plantations.
Mm-hmm.
So now you dense it down and you make subdivision. Now everybody got less than an acre. And it seems like it's been there for years. My parents, we owned this house for 30 years. What was there 31 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So they give it an address, they give it a PO, a zip code, and they put it on Google Maps. And now you look stupid when you start trying to say, y'all, this is stupid. They look at you like, where you get that from?
Wow.
For 30 years. We own this house for 35, 40 years. What was there before you owned it?
Mm-hmm.
Then all they did was break it into parcels, smaller parcels. That's how they beat us every time.
And that's what brought me to that question. Like, but with the inventions, I'm sitting back looking at, we can invent something, but we never had a sole rights to it. We only at best our name is on the label of it, the branding of it, but they reaping the benefits from it. And I'm because you look at the Ford family, ain't no black family, it ain't no person of color on own the rights to Ford. You know what I mean? GE. I remember Sears and Roebuck. Sears, they got rid of Roebuck because I think Roebuck was the black guy, right?
I don't think so. I can't remember. I don't think it was. I don't think it was black. I think they were both white. They broke
Both
off.
of them was white,
I
but
don't know. It was Sears and Roebuck. It was called Sears and Roebuck.
right. And but you taught us about merging, how companies couldn't make it on their own, so they started doing the mergers and stuff like that there. But I'm looking at like when the Love Doctor had put up, the ironing board and all of these things right there. Sure, they invented it, but then when they invented the idea, they made a certain percentage off of it. But then how did it wind in the hands of either the government seized it or some Caucasian or some other ethnicity winds up, with the rights to it. I'm trying to find out how is it that we have all these inventions and all of these witty ideas and technology, but we don't own it.
Yeah. The liquor, I was gonna tell them about that with the Jack Daniels.
I heard they stole that.
Oh no, whiskey. The black one of those companies just recently went back and added pictures of the blacks that used to work there that was responsible, but they don't get into the wealth. They just put their pictures on there because they wind up the kids who have it now. I forgot it's a large liquor company out of Kentucky, and they put some pictures of the blacks that actually helped formulate to make it. But this is old information. This is what I would say personally. I'm for this. I don't like to waste my words or my time with things. When I say when we go over the inventions of things, all it does is frustrate us, and then we look at, so what do we do? There's nothing we can do about that.
Right.
What we can do moving forward. And I'm saying this me. I want us to see a productive, because I see where a lot of people ran us around a circle, Confederate, as though they were for us and they weren't. And as though they were for the betterment and advancement, and they really wasn't. Even the organization, they're not. Because they know more than we know. They shake hands with these people. They make deals with these people at the expense of our welfare, our health. These people are medicated. They know these programs. Like they're looking at Trump getting rid of these programs, Trump getting rid of Medicaid. Okay, let's look at Medicaid. Okay. Medicaid, the same people that came in and put the Nordic in the women on. Remember that in the 90s?
Yep.
80s, early 90s, they came out. It was late 80s, early 90s. Love Doctor, you might not remember. It was a track.
I remember it.
It will put the birth. They had to take birth control. They said you can't remember take birth control, so they put it on. They put it on the inside. And these things wound up backfire. They became a major problem. They had to take them out. Now, mind you, these were all project women on Medicaid. So they didn't have the intelligence on suing them, because it wound up being a defect, and these women wound up having kids. So these kids are some of the kids we're dealing with today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Finish that, please. But the light bulb just came on when you said that. You remember because I remember the Nordic, NORDIC. They was little filters, look like little filter thing. They stuck them in their arms, right? So now that little device, the exercise equipment called Nordic Track.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember that.
So when you sit back and look at it, right? Nordic means that's from the Vikings. That's from the people over in Iceland and you know what I'm talking about. The what do you call them people?
Scandinavian, people, the Vikings.
That's it. Scandinavians.
That's who they give credit to Minnesota for. Because see, what people don't realize, that those people came into America. They see all this stuff white people talking about, these boats and Mayflower. These people, the Vikings, were coming here way before white people were. Before this stuff happened, they were coming into Minnesota. That's why Minnesota called their team the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Because these people were selling in and out of America way before these people came. See, their dates don't make sense. Nothing they tell you makes sense. All we need to do is get the truth. And I think for this, only reason why I say the truth for people, quote unquote, for color, is you need to know, but then you need to know how we need to operate from that point. And now we need to operate from right here with inside where we live, where we sat. We can start to formulate things that work better for us. We have to just make things look. Everybody right now, like companies are laying out based upon what they got. Look at their bottom line. So if you lose your job, you lose your job. I'm looking at my bottom line. America is looking at their bottom line, not you. Okay, you just got to look at your bottom. They're looking at their bottom line. And that means you got to get cut. You're going to eat more debt with taxes. I'm going to cut what you make. I'm going to make you carry more of the burden. Because we haven't brought ourselves together to use and get the knowledge on how we need to start really working. And it ain't getting guns, it ain't getting signs, it ain't marching, it ain't white people bad. We just got to kill the rhetoric and focus the energy on how do we put ourselves and align ourselves in a better situation. That's where I'm at with it. We know the lie. I say like Christopher Columbus was a liar. Christopher Columbus, I'm going to say this, okay? Let me say that. One thing we say, Christopher Columbus is not a liar. I'm gonna tell you why he's not a liar. Christopher Columbus never told you he discovered America. People when we went to school told us that. So to say that he was a liar really puts him in a bad spot because he never said he came here.
Right.
Christopher Columbus, as a young seller, was told to get out of the business because he was a terrible navigator. Okay, he did not. The Queen Isabella and them gave him money to go to find a place. They went the wrong way. The man went to Hades. the man went to the Virgin Islands, and it wasn't the island. It was the women that were the Virgin, and he raped and massacred. You know, she was going to make him a governor of the country, all the places he went. She didn't agree with what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So America adopted a man that it has come out now that he was actually a man of color.
What?
See, it's so much.
Why would they make it? See, that's what I'm saying. Why would they make him a man of color? Because he went around raping people and stuff?
Well, no, it ain't that. It's not. I mean, that's not widely known. Just like John Hanson, who was the black man on the $2 bill, who was actually instrumental in putting together the Constitution and other things they put together. They don't like to talk about John. They show you a picture of a white man now, but John Hanson was believed to be a man of color.
Wow.
See, whenever we do something, you remove it.
Yeah, they almost died so bad, man. It's just
they're not gonna let me show George Washington black.
No.
See, whenever they got something credit, they're gonna take it and they're gonna always whitewash it. And all I'm saying, it is not every white person. Please don't take that. It's not about. I'm not this for me. It's not about me hating or trying to degrade whites. We're talking about a system that had been predicated on the destruction of other races in order for their advancement. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. We have to stop the fact that we are the people that are constantly being denigrated. We are the people that constantly being murdered. And then everybody that does wrong, you acquit them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who done something wrong, let's look at the good they've done.
Right.
If you raped, maimed, hurt, hung, disenfranchised, I don't care what good you done. Your good is done away with. We have to stop that. Everybody, it could be my father. If it came up today, and I love my father, okay? If it came up today that dad raped a white woman, and his justification was because white people did some years ago, I would disown him as my dad. For me, because of the character I have and I am how I was raised, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. It would never be right in my eyes.
Right.
There's no justification that I say, well, white people did to us, then we at some point the damage got. If I say this, white people are monsters, this I'm hypothetical. White people are the devil, white people are the worst thing on earth. Why? Because they rape, they maim, and they enslave black people. Then I myself go and enslave, rape, and hang a white person. How can I be the devil?
No better.
You know what I'm saying? I contradict my speech. Mm-hmm. I'm only coming at him with corrective criticism because I said my way is better than yours.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too exact, then neither one of us are in any shape or in a position to correct the other.
Right. They got a thing going on here. It's some sacred Apache land up north by the Grand Canyon, and they said that this particular reservation it can supply more than 25% of the copper for the whole United States for 25 years, and so. The Supreme Court here in the state of Arizona just awarded this big company to go in and drill for this copper on sacred Indian land. Like,
Mm.
I mean, like if something's sacred, I thought it was supposed to not be touched. They wouldn't let them go to the Arlington Cemetery or where George Washington is buried, and all these places here, and go desecrate that in the name of uh uh let's just say economic advancement. But it's always like like people that are already struggling, they trying to hold on to lineage and into their genealogy, and then it's uprooted by these big corporations that just want to, deplete the earth of all its natural resources and all that for the sake of a dollar bill. I don't get it when they sit there and say that they are a sovereign nation or they are people that are protected by certain amendments in the Constitution, which I already know y'all probably gonna say amendments can be ratified, which I do understand that. But what's the good? What good is the Constitution when you got a president that's going against everything the Constitution say? He challenged it on every front, and then he got the Supreme Court backing everything that he does. So the other states, I don't see what people can even have a leg to stand on when they have local, state, and federal government on their side.
I think that a lot of things, I guess, in this saying, I think it's important to sit down and educate our people on how the political process works, how the education process works, how the health and wellness administration part of America work. These are all entities that control us, because you're going to be, their policies that they make are going to affect your life. The education is going to affect you whether or not you succeed or whether you fail. And the medication is going to decide whether or not you do it as healthy or whether you do it as sick. So we have to educate our people on these three main factors so we become better at what we do. With finding facts about things are true. This is the things I like, find out, okay, Christopher Columbus definitively never came to America. So what can you do about it? Nothing. They're not going to go and tear books up and rewrite them. If you come up with John Hanson was black and show his baby picture and his picture of son, they're not going to go back and change it. That's just being honest. They're not. So we have to at some point start looking at how we start looking out for our interests. Still working because in order to survive, it's like what we learn economically is what we learn socially. In lion prides, they'll keep one male that'll mate. They don't have everybody will not inbreed. They'll tell you if they inbreed, they're gonna die off. Okay. So they're gonna run them off, run them out, and then others are going to come in. So they learn even in the animal sector that you gotta be able to exchange and work outside and how to interchange goods. You know what I'm saying? Whether I trade out a male, a female comes in. So I got some inbreeding. I put another male out to get two more females. Same thing when people gave marriages with tribes. If you gave away your daughter, you would give away your daughter and I would give you some sheep and goats. Because I'm taking something from you. Naturally, I got to put something back. See, we and natives and people, I understand being conservation. I can't just take your daughter and give you nothing. I took something from you. So something had to be in exchange.
Right.
What we learned with how white, it ain't everybody, just the destructors of America. They don't understand that premise. It's take. I give you nothing. So this is why it's on a depletion for failure and falling. Because she had learned solid principles that what they call the quote unquote, the Indians tried to teach them that. You got to be conservationist. If you take a tree down, you put a tree back.
Right.
Her thing was in this chain. They cut trees down. They built from trees. They used trees to make things and build wagons, but they put trees back. When they killed the animal, they poured the blood back into the ground. They felt like the spirit of the animal needed to go and have a resting place. Even though they took it, when they took an animal to kill it, it was not so they could hang a head. It was because I'm going to use the skin for coats, for tent. I'm going to take the meat, take the bone, I'm going to make medicine. So this animal in turn, so they would give they would give almost like a homage to the animal, because they're like, your sacrifice you gave allowed me to be able to create medicine, allow me to be able to eat. Right. And they would give honor back to the creator. It wouldn't be Yahuwah, but they looked at who they felt was the creator of the earth and the giver thing. They felt like something should be given back to you as well. They don't even acknowledge the Most High. But this is our fault because our kid, we were taught to pray.
Yeah.
Before you eat. Wash your hands for you. Our kids don't wash their hands. They sit down and flop down and eat.
Right.
Pray. We raised our kids like we saw their kids. You say, go to, huh? Who is that? School? Yes, sir. No, ma'am.
Right,
yes,
right.
ma'am. These were things we had to say. They will say that stuff and call grown people by first name. You like, you knew. You don't call a grown person first name.
By their first name.
So, yeah. And
You couldn't use the,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
we couldn't use the word what. Like you say your parents call it like what? Man, you get your teeth knocked out your mouth. It was like, sir, ma'am, but the kids not there. John, what? Like,
yeah.
Who even uses the word what in their vocabulary when it comes to answering adults? And then we couldn't even be in the same room when adults were talking. Nowadays, the kids can chime in at their leisure. And it's just it's sickening to know. And then we have educators such as yourself, Ms. Tooley, Sharp Justin, which was a beautiful graduation. That was us his daughters at the graduation at the that was nice to see that as well. We have educators and stuff like that, but then we got people that are dropping the ball with the responsibilities. Like you said, you take something, replenish it, and put it back. And as the Love Doctor had put up on the screen, these Apache people, man, been here for hundreds and hundreds of years, and this is the only little piece of parcel of land that they still have remaining. Now the big corporations coming in to drill for copper. Like, where do you go from there? Like, who can stop these people? Like, they know it's wrong, you know it's wrong, but yet still it still goes on.
Listen, you have mass building everywhere. It makes zero sense because they're predicting this mass moving of people when exodus of people coming in, when people are actually exiting out from the disease, from sickness. COVID is back at a rampant high. They're not telling people. It hit India. There's already been China, Singapore, I think South Korea. They have high numbers on COVID, and they've been getting in and out of America too now. So
there you go.
COVID is high in India. It's high numbers.
I read that.
China been having high numbers. Singapore, a couple of other Asian countries, they have high numbers, and now Indian numbers are high. You know, they go in and out of here. Y'all keep running them little BPs and all these gas stations. You'll find out. Hello, they get the carbon. I want to bring the carbon up here. Put the carbon in the
And ironically, JF, Robert Kennedy, he's saying now that Medicaid and Medicare insurance is not going to be covering the COVID vaccines and stuff right now. It's kind of strange to see that COVID is on the rise, and now your insurance may not cover COVID shots. So I just don't think it's coincidence. I think it's some type of strategy. It could be me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but isn't it quite strange that COVID is on the rise in the same places where they quote unquote said the what they call Trump called the Kung Fu flu back in, remember, 2020? So here we are repeating this again.
Bird flu, air flu, birds and pigs been around for years, never got no flu from them.
There it is.
Really, when you look at this, and I'll tell you another saying we need to take out our vocabulary. I'm not a conspiracist. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. That is not conspiracy. I'm saying, no, when you said it, I'm just saying what we typically say. The only reason we are saying this is because we're looking at this has always been their behavior. The Indians got the smallpox blankets. They gave them the blankets with the smallpox. Okay, they gave the soldiers gonorrhea.
Yeah,
this is all this is factual. You know what I'm saying? LSD you gave them to military soldiers. This is all factual behind the CIA and the military. So why is it so far-fetched today that it stopped? So you developed UK Ultra. All you took out Jimi Hendrix, who was a great guitar. Jimi Hendrix told them when they put him on them drugs, they found that same black woman they used to put him on drugs. They used her with other people.
What?
Paul Robeson, who was Paul Robeson was an actor way back. Okay, Paul Robeson, black man. The man could do poems. The man could do opera. The man could act. The man was a genius, and he was a scholar, and in his own right. Yet he went, and his son. I heard his son on a documentary. His son said his daddy said he was in Russia, invited there to speak. When he came back, they had a party at a room right next to him. He was like, they got him to come in. He was not going to go in. They gave him drugs, and he said he never got his mind back. Yeah, how about they just had a party next door to his room? He was not going. They got him to come on in, kept pushing to come in, got him and slipped him the drugs, and he never got his mind back. Jimi Hendrix, what they tried to tell, oh man, Jimi Hendrix, he was a drug. That's why he was not a drug user. They brought a woman in who introduced and got him on the drugs and messed him up. They brought the drugs and gave it to the Beatles. See, let me tell you something. John Lennon was speaking out against the war. Y'all don't remember this?
Yeah, against Vietnam.
The guy that killed him went to Columbia High School where I went.
Right.
That guy, let me tell you something. That guy was a Manchurian candidate. It makes zero sense what he did. But they had somebody kill him because John Lennon was running his mouth. He would talk against that machine, and the Beatles was the biggest, hottest group in that time period. Only person that passed them was who? Michael Jackson. Now Taylor Swift and all these people, because they're gonna whitewash everything. Nobody know no lyrics to Taylor Swift song. Nobody can name a Taylor Swift song. Who didn't know Thriller? If you say name a Michael Jackson song, Joe, give me a Michael Jackson song.
Billie Jean.
I mean, but what ain't he got? Billie Jean. What doesn't he have that was there? I mean, who don't know a Michael Jackson song? Just for nobody knows name a Taylor Swift song.
I don't know.
Only one I know that said that Shake It Off thing. That's what I learned that from a commercial.
I didn't even know it was her.
It's her either, but listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This woman did a concert and made $1 billion. Never heard of before from the concert. Then Disney came there and paid her $185 million for the video.
Yeah, foolishness.
But why do you think they're pushing her? What do you think they're pushing her in particular? Why?
Because you got Michael Jackson, he was still holding the top record. They want to go Elvis, the Beatles. They need white. White is right. Black get back.
Yeah, to make it the face of everything. Appalling.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, listen. If you got talent, you got talent. I don't care what color you are, but and fictionalize something to make it bigger and better than what it is. When actually that's not the truth. Let people just be fair. If Beatles got the most sell record, let them hold a record. But if you've been beat, you've been beat. Don't they create? Listen, if y'all remember when Kanye West, I'm calling him Ye, he said they make money off him every time I say Kanye. See, they make money off these guys' name they call. His fall was, remember when he walked up on that stage? Let us see if you can pull that. Walked up on that stage when they gave her the first award. He told them, he said, everybody here know Beyonce won.
He snatched it from him.
On stage, everybody knows Kanye crazy. That's a stuff he told them. They introduced, even Kim played a part of him taking that stuff.
I remember that.
See, people don't realize too with Kim, just another little hit. Kim is getting ready to go to jail. Kim, quote unquote. I'm gonna tell you what rumor it is now. They got that scam. They got quote unquote now. This is saying that whole they all it's her and a few other celebrities. They all involved in a trial over there in Paris.
But that jury,
like that jury, they already know she did not have no $5 million ring. They just letting that stuff run. Oh, listen, wait till all that stuff come down. A bunch of them finna go to jail.
The people
they're saying that their rooms were broken in and they lost. She had a $5 million ring. These folks don't realize
engagement ring that Kanye bought her allegedly.
And the thing is too now, you talking, they gotta let you get in here and testify on court, so they're gonna catch you from under oath. See, I can say a lot right now. When you get me under oath, that's gonna be the whole end.
The people already went to jail. She just finished that.
I know, and they wanted her to finish it because she shot herself in the foot when she not. They needed her own record for lying.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm telling you, just watch and see how this come out.
Wow.
Yeah, they
that's
people
Taylor
don't.
Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Look at let's see this when Kanye walked.
For
This is
giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
And that's when he went crazy. She know it. Look how she look. They know it.
That's crazy. But she came out of nowhere though, really. I mean,
no, she didn't. Let me ask you something. Where did the Bride of Frankenstein come from?
Somebody created her. Frankenstein.
Okay,
he made her. Yeah.
Okay, so she ain't pop up from nowhere. Dr. Frankenstein made her.
I got you.
When I say that, let me help y'all out. I know he got some stuff gonna play. Everybody got to get conscious. They show you the movies for a reason.
Yes.
I can create. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all remember the magicians? They would get they would go around. So you remember the word they would say?
Yeah.
It means I create.
Yep.
Wow.
I didn't.
That's what abracadabra. They got it from him. Bara. Bara means create.
Whoa.
They take everything from us.
Whoa.
They're telling you I create. Why you think they said that? He showed you I make men and women. Let me tell you, what were the purpose they made Frankenstein and made the woman? Because he could control them. He could make them rulers. So what do you think he was showing us then?
Man.
Remember, he was a doctor. Where did he do his work? Closet, on the table, examining table.
That's right.
Right on the operating table. What
and his assistant with Igor.
That's it.
Wow.
That's the reason why he does what he do, because he has an ego.
Mm.
He's gonna let y'all see this right quick, because I know time. Appreciate love. I know we've been talking. He has on some segment, but this right here, this is something right here I want y'all to hear that Sean Diddy brother Love said all before this happened. Just listen what he said. Listen.
All right, now this is about 30 minutes. I'm just gonna play the first 10 minutes. So if I pause, if you want me to keep going, just let me know.
I'll tell you. Now I'll listen to you. Go ahead.
Gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody.
Can you stop for a
trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation?
It started at a spot. Remember, he said if he get elected, he said, I believe he's going to be a race war. The person he talking about is Donald Trump. Just let it finish playing. This is before arrest in this came out. Listen to this.
America messed up. Me and you've been talking for a minute about, chopping it up in some real talk, you know what I'm saying, where it's not for the whole social media effect. Like when I look at the videos of
fair use, YouTube, fair use.
Malcolm, Martin, Stokely, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could have seen a black man conversation. I couldn't have talked to nobody about what we're going to talk about but you. You know what I'm saying? That's a testament to your journalism. Man, you're inspiration to me, bro.
I want to see where you at. See where you at. You sparked a crazy conversation when you told everybody to hold their vote.
Yeah.
I want to see where you at with it.
Mm-hmm. So a couple of months I told everybody hold their vote hostage. A lot of things have gone on since then. None of us expected. I think this president has done a great job of rattling America. When you move in fear, you don't have any leverage. Mm-hmm. The way I felt before is the way I still feel. Things have got too serious of a point. Seeing what's going on, white men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking, it's real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Mm-hmm. Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We're taking this like, we're in a presidential election. Mm-hmm. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man is white people.
Explain.
If this man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war. If people in America want a race war, they'll not vote. I'm an independent, first of all. When I vote, I try to do what's best for my community.
Let's be clear on that. You're not standing behind your decision to hold your vote anymore. You want people to go out there and vote.
It would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, that we own our politics. And so I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. And it's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own Black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started Our Black Party with some young, fearless Black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. This is the biggest threat and the only option that we have right now as far as making a change, taking our own self-responsibility and accountability to be educated and empowered with our vote.
So what's the goal for Our Black Party?
Our Black Party's number one goal is to unify behind a Black agenda. That's it. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you're Black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born Black. And we have to seize our political power, because it'll just be more the same, being pushed this way, being pushed that way, and we expecting a different result. But the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over the same way, expecting a different result, and it's not going to happen. So we have to change the tone. We got to start with us stepping up and really taking the responsibility and accountability to be a part of this political movement.
The hardest part of that is going to be getting other Black people to buy into it.
This is not for all Black people. You know what I'm saying? This is not for the scary ones. This is for the ones that want to move things forward and want to get to the smoke. A Black person spends an average of like 5 hours on Instagram a day. If you could give Instagram that time, 15 minutes you could give to educating yourself. And Our Black Party's that platform. So when we get down to the local elections, when we get down to the school board, we get down to the judges and the justices, that's so confusing for us. We've never played this game. This is another level of gangster. But I played this game before, you know? I started in 2004 with Vote or Die, and this is the evolution of that thought, of that empowerment, of that independence, of us taking self-accountability so we're not caught with our pants down like this election. Right now, we're not going to get nothing. We caught with our pants down. We're not organized. We're not ready to really take this on.
Hold up, let me ask you, what's the difference between Vote or Die Diddy and Hold Your Vote Diddy? And what occurred between those two phases that made the change happen?
I went through the experience of politics. I played the game with the Democratic Party. The people that I went and campaigned for, after they got elected, I don't feel like they really did anything to change the reality of Black people. Like that's, I was blessed enough to find God come to me and tell me my purpose. And he told me my purpose is to play a part in saving the Black race. The Vote or Die Diddy was about politics and, you know, trying to be supportive. And also, you know, they kind of guilt us in the votings, you know. But as I evolved, I realized this is a business. This is a transaction. This is the closest thing to the streets than the streets that I've seen.
That's why I don't think there's nothing wrong with asking these politicians for something for your vote.
Yeah, you can't keep on giving your power away for free. You know, this is black insanity. We keep on doing the same thing over and over, the same way, expecting a different result. Now we in a trick bag, as my mother would say. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that.
You know, that's old Harlem hustler lingo, is when you're in a situation, you're like in a catch-22 between COVID hitting us and because we weren't organized for this election, we have no choice now to get Trump out of there. It's a shame and it's our responsibility that we did not get anything out of putting Biden in the place he's in after the primaries.
They gave us Senator Harris as the VP. I mean, those are some of the things we were asking for. Black agenda could be way stronger, way stronger. He said he put a black woman on the Supreme Court. We don't even know if that's gonna happen now.
Hey, when you look at it, we don't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Biden. I can't say I love the pick either, but hey, we got to get him in office, and then we got to hold him accountable.
So how do we do that? In addition to voting,
Harris.
what else is Sean Combs gonna do?
From Trayvon Martin, I've been trying to figure out like how can we end this? Trying to think about solutions, because you could be angry and you could march, you could protest, and people could hear you, but that don't mean that they're making any changes. So for me, it was us looking within ourselves and saying, let's not wait for these people to come and save us. Let's not wait for the Democratic Party. Let's not wait for government. Let's own our politics. Black politics. We need to own that. We need to have a platform, an institution that's going to support and breed young Black politicians and social leaders that have integrity, not just in the quiet rooms, publicly.
One question about race in the first presidency.
One question about race, and I was hurt. I didn't feel like Joe Biden really defended us. I want to make sure we don't miss the importance of this time. We've never had a political party. We wasn't born Republican and Democrat. We don't even get we don't get talked about. We're not a topic of conversation. And we can stand by and keep on doing the same thing. Yes. Right now, let's stay focused on Trump. But let's start to fight for our futures. And politically, the only way to do that is by what we're doing with our Black Party.
So what impact do you hope to have in advancing our political interests with our Black Party?
You know what it's about? Is like-minded people being able to have a place that they can meet and they can contribute. Because it's not about one person. This whole thing is set up on unity. Will we be able to finally have Black unity? Because if we don't, we're on the verge of becoming extinct.
So what does Black political power look like to you?
Black political power, it's all rooted in the education, and to be in control of our destiny, not putting it in somebody else's hands that's coming from outside of the community or doesn't have the community's best interests at heart. And that success, to me, is the local election. It's not the presidential election. It's the local elections. In our neighborhoods, who's running our neighborhoods? Who are the judges that are being elected into office that's jailing us, that's keeping the same insanity? We got to be able to bang on another sophisticated level. And it's not hard to understand. This is not like a hard sell, but this is the most dangerous thing we could do. This is one of the biggest threats. This, in us weaponizing our vote and weaponizing our dollar, is a nightmare.
It's good. It's good to hear you say that, because a lot of people initially, when you first said what you said about holding your vote, they immediately was like, Diddy's rich. He wants to see Trump in the White House because it helps rich folks like him. So they thought that you was trying to sabotage the election.
People don't really know me. Like, I'm blessed that I have the money to start this political party. I'm not gonna make no apologies for how much cake I get. You know, that has empowered me. But I know once I get it, I'm going to fund the revolution. I'm a black nationalist. I'm unapologetically black. I have to take care of the tribe first. I cannot sit here and watch. This is my blood family. How you think I'm gonna be? I can't worry about nothing else. I love everybody. But right now, I gotta make moves and I gotta use my power for the advancement of black people because we last.
Have you ever even thought about voting Republican for financial gain because of the tax bracket you're in?
No, that money's not all right. All I gotta do is get to action. I don't care if you understand it, you don't understand it. I'm a warrior. I've been in head to head with these folks in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? Like when they ask the question, is there systemic racism? And nobody answers the question. I'm like, yo, no, hold on. This systemic racism, they trying to keep their foot on the neck up to my level, up to Jay-Z's level, up to LeBron's level. It's an illusion of inclusion by just a couple of us. So I could sit back here in the crib, but I'm not with that. I'm from that same block. I'm a frontliner. I'm with the smoke at any time, no matter where my address is at. We're in a war. This shit is not a fucking game. Everybody needs to wake up. I'm ringing the alarm. I'm having to start right now to organize and to come together, and so we could build our political army unapologetically for the things that matter to us.
Man, that's heavy.
They're pausing right there. We about 13 minutes.
Good. I pulled that video I wanted people to see, and you know, unfortunately, when their eyes start opening, he's already done the damage. That's what they do. Let me tell you something. The same thing do to him, the same thing will do to me. The same thing they've done to, you know, anybody that, you know, you turn them a leaf, you play with them, and what makes people like him wake up, you know, is the fact that you realize your mistakes. And I think for him, as well as some of the other people that do, like they don't give you credit for his sexual orientation, his personal business. As long as kids ain't being raped or whatever, I can care less what him and 2 other grown adults do. 5 or 10 is not my problem. I know what I do with me and my wife. Okay. But what we have to do is get to where we stop fighting each other long enough to realize the only reason we fight each other is because they more or less fuel the hate between us, so we don't look at what's happening with the system. And they say, well, our neighborhoods aren't judged by us and funded by us. They're funded by whites. It's funded by people like Trump saying, I'm going to take away the dollar. I'm not going to give money if you do that. What Trump is saying is what they've always done. No one has just said out of their mouth. Our funding for our schools come from the federal government. The other ones never said it, but they did the same thing Trump did. Why do we have felons in any state when a governor is the governor, he's the governor of the entire state? How do you have poor schools and failing schools when you're the governor? You control a lot of these budgets. These counties borrow and get money from states. They get money from federal government. You're a part of the same United States. Nothing makes sense. Except for there is a move to try to disenfranchise black people. When you get one black person in position, it's not enough. You need enough of them and to keep them in power to where you can change the dynamics of things. The problem is we're still dealing with the same energy of we waste time fighting. There's no more time to talk to them about anything. It's just time for us to talk. Let's settle our differences and let's fix our situation. You and I know what it's like to struggle. You and I know what it's like when you're a single parent. You and I know what it's like to live in the project. You and I know what it's like to see people that look like us or be the people that don't know where their meal come from. Only one person in the home is working. The other person being laid off can't get a job. We know this. They don't know it from the fact. They know it for the fact that they cause it to happen to us. A tragedy for white America is still a benefit. Look at the Christies. They gone to jail. They got their stuff taken. He's pardoning them. They getting out. The movie deals they gonna write, they're gonna be richer than they was the first time.
Yeah.
So they never learn from their crimes. We don't even commit the crimes and we wind up suffering the punishment of it. But I say something, but let's say we weaponize our 20, and they push the market because we get into make. I agree, and see that's something now we've learned. So now we look at how we come back now. We reassess to say, okay, we blowed the first deal. We blowed it, but we should get smarter now. See, when that happened, when COVID happened, blacks looked at so they didn't have time to put their foot on our neck. So we learned this. When white people are suffering, they don't have time to crush us. See, that's what we learned. When white people get insurance, we're gonna pay for it. When they're really suffering, they don't have time to attack us or the Hispanic. What about trying to deport Mexicans? When COVID was here, they were looking at it, they were thinking they were gonna die. They came out, the blacks couldn't even contract it at first. Remember, they said black people don't seem to be able to catch COVID. It's like they went to make sure we can get it. Just being honest, they did. Then when they realized they had to put money, they never gave us the money they gave them. These corporations, look, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, they gave them what, $15 million? That was none paying back money, and everybody kicked up about it, had to give the money back. $15 million they gave. Where Ruth Chris Steakhouse do that kind of money in a week?
Right.
Because they want to make sure that was their way of getting even more greedier. The working man should have got the money. You get a working man, well, it could have been working a little differently. Businesses should have, if they were giving the businesses should have been forced to have to pay people. Okay. Put money in the hands of people by coming to work to make money, stabilize the people till they can get to work. Or some people couldn't go to work because of COVID. But you stabilize the people, you make the businesses where the businesses got to bring the people in and pay the people a fair wage. But as soon as you get a fair wage, they raise the cost of living. So you still at $3.35 an hour. Look, when years ago, if you made $30,000, you can get a house and a car, an apartment. One person, $30,000 a year, could get an apartment, own a vehicle. I mean, you could live. You can still go out with $30,000 a year. You make $80,000 a year now. You are barely making it. There are states you
ain't
can't
making it.
That's what I'm saying. So tell me, are we better? We were when we were making $3.35 an hour. We just got a lot of work, and we gotta get smarter to realize, man, we've been played. Puff Daddy realized something now. Why he's sitting in that jail cell? He should have picked up. And Jay-Z don't realize he on the docket. Just like they're gonna take now everybody that got any kind of say in power. They're gonna shut them out because let me tell you when we will come out. Let me tell you, let them go touch them Jordans. We gonna burn this place to the ground.
Do it again, Rob.
It's something happened to Michael Jordan too. We're gonna burn this place down.
Oh, okay.
But if you take everybody that has a voice that can try to put us together or advance us or get us to come together socially, economically, religiously, and become a better people, man, please, nobody gonna do nothing about that. They should have kept their mouth shut. Touch them shoes, touch that movie called Sinners. Man, we gonna tear this unfold, this whole country gonna burn down. We always destructive for dumb stuff that don't benefit us.
Stupid.
Trayvon Martin got killed. You know who made money? Skittles. Nobody tell me how much money Skittles made.
And Arizona teas.
Hold on, them Arizona tea and hoodies.
Yeah.
They talking about what the family got. Look at how much money Skittles made. Hoodies. Look at people still wearing hoodies now.
Call them Trayvons.
Really?
So stupid. Yeah, they call them Trayvons.
You know that is so crazy.
We got a lot of work. We got a lot of work. We can do it though. I'm a believer of this of my people. We can do it. It just we wait till we get so much damage before we start to do things. That's the only problem. We wait till we at the lowest point. We ain't got no power and we broke. You know what we say? All of us together have 10 cents. You know what we say? Man, we need to try to put our money together. It's too late.
Right.
We got to start moving now, taking those dimes. You know how Obama got elected? A lot of his support, it came from elderly, older people who were putting dollars, quarters in sending to him. Enough of them sent the money. They gave him the money he needed to advertise to get in the office. So we can do it. We keep thinking we all need millions. No, we can create the millions and create the billions. Then we learn then we start getting our entertainers say, listen, you're part of the problem too.
Yeah.
We We don't need not one more line about nobody mom and nobody being no hoe. No,
buffoonery.
No more shooting. Talking about I'm gonna shoot you. You're a punk.
Yeah.
I shoot your block. We gotta end that. We gotta you're gonna have to talk to our intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk us down. We're losing this. We are losing the war. Every time they drill music.
Right.
They gotta kill people. We gotta kill that nonsense. We gotta kill it today. We gotta tell we're not buying it. We're not doing it. These recording companies are who fueling them, telling them that's what we want to hear. But they need to hear from us. Don't listen to no white man sitting in no room telling you he got no charts and graphs telling you that's what we don't want it.
Right. Well, it's so interesting. It's just me. I think we probably, us as people of color and anybody that's facing the thing that we face in society, we really need to be put in a precarious situation that make us, we need to be segregated. We need to get put back on the back of the bus. We need this stuff. We need it because, what else can wake us up? Like, we need to be ostracized. It's just, we need to be under the hand of a hard taskmaster to get us back. I just believe that because we the worst. We the worst. We are. I mean, enough of the shucking and jiving, like you say, shoving these silly entertainers in our faces. We running behind fashion designers that don't give a flip about us. You go do the etymology on us, they wouldn't even let us eat the scraps off their tables if we had the opportunity to. You know what I mean? But we running behind. Nothing against these people, but I'm lost for words. But
well, not listen.
Gosh, boy, it's.
But the thing is, until we can sit down and discuss it, and then we discuss where we have the issues and the problems, and then we look at what's the corrective measures. So we have to discuss it, and they're going to be the subject of topic simply because we haven't really seen a big change from white America from our first occurrences with them and coming to America. That's just being honest. I'm saying as a whole, not individually, but as a whole, white America feels as though we've gotten enough when you still own property that our forefathers owned, that they were beat out of because they couldn't. You underpaid them. Then they have power to do this. You have a home that's worth $50,000. They can buy your home, take it, put some flowers in the front of it, change the door, put a funky color on the front door, change the windows. The house worth like $600,000.
Right.
Like when economy drops on homes, certain area. Do y'all know they have a power? They don't drop certain values. Like Cobb County, they values don't drop. Alpharetta, they bet like when other places they saying like housing decline. Beverly Hills, they're not finna drop no man. It's the same price. So now ask yourself, people who says that this value is still this value are the same people say your house is devalued. How do you win a war like that? How do you get ahead like that? So they allow them when they get in a hard time, they can refinance their house. They don't take out 50,000, 20,000. What we'll take out, they can take out hundreds, take out $1 million, and they can still keep working. Then they can get other loans and other credits they'll give them to allow them to come back at like friendly foreclosure. You ever heard that before?
Never.
That's where you pay whatever you can pay until we move in. Right now, we're not gonna take it. Give you a chance to get somebody to come take it. See, these are words, but people don't even know what a friendly foreclosure is.
I never heard of it till today.
I guarantee you this ain't new. Friendly foreclosure. That's how they make it. So they can be in foreclosure and still be working, still own it. And they give them enough time to get somebody to come assume the loan.
They go bankrupt and still. I'm looking at how these people file for Chapter 13, they bankrupt and still got more than me working all my life. It makes no sense.
That became a get out for them. If y'all remember, in the 70s and 80s, they started introducing that to them. How that worked for them was like this. This is how they beat you out. You were working on a job with them, making $13 an hour. They were making $13 an hour. He had an RV, a boat, a house, 2 cars, and they went on vacation. You were struggling with a house. You had a raggedy piece of car, and your behind couldn't go on vacation. You had to cash your vacation in to get that money to just try to make your bills.
Facts.
You sell your vacation. It was because they came out with the bankruptcy program. Well, what the bankruptcy program allowed him to do was to buy a home, buy a boat, buy a car or 2 cars and a truck, and then he would bankrupt. Well, his bankrupt protection would allow him to keep his goods, but he will make one monthly payment that all his creditors will split that money to get their money back. Where he will pay a separate car note, a house note, a boat note, and an RV note. All these will combine to pay one payment that pay all his creditors. And in 6-7 years, think about it. In 6-7 years, he got a house already. He's got a car,
and
2
debt
cars,
free.
and he's only making one payment. I'm paying my house note. I'm making these payments till the bankruptcy turn. I'm not making no $300 here, $400 here, $600 here. I'm making one payment. And then we were sitting on the job trying to figure he getting paid. He wasn't getting paid more than you. They taught him a strategy. And that's what we have to learn. There are keys and strategy for wealth. Wealth don't just come, people stop it. You either stealing it, you either beating people out of it, or you understand the manipulation of how you make money, how they system work. Donald Trump had made his money from doing what? Bankrupting.
Mm-hmm.
How he made it? He bankrupt up at Taj Hall. Everything he does, he bankrupts.
So you said that. So by you saying that, so guess what? If my memory serves me correct, you taught us about POB, pattern of behavior. So if his pattern of behavior is to go bankrupt, his agenda is to bankrupt the country.
Let me ask you a question. I just told y'all Elon Musk just stepped out of the office. He said all the money that Doge cut to save, that bill he wrote just wiped all that out. So now what was the plan was to get rid of the government spending. The money that the government saved was the money he was going to take and use that money, put it back in the pocket of his friends. Elon pissed.
Wow.
Elon, it's bad when your comrade came out and exposed you on it. Elon told it. He said Doge was a waste of time. He said, we cut all of this and your that big, beautiful bill, you just went back and you increased the debt. So now you got
$2 billion.
Listen, he got rid of all these jobs, bragging on, and white people ran behind him on that end. Oh, Trump said, man, you just gotta wait. He making money. Once I seen him go to Stupidville, I called it. I'm not bad about what I said. Yes, I voted for him. I'm not gonna tell no lie for nobody because I am who I am, and that's what I stand on. I voted for him, and my reason have been the same. I am not for no homosexual operation and me paying for it. I don't go along with kids getting no sex changes and teaching them that they were going around. And I will vote for him again on that premise. Is he screwed up everything? Yes, I did not know he would. They gonna say, "Oh, you could have. You were gonna vote for Kamala Harris, who has zero of a policy, has zero brain or anything she was gonna do." They would not even put her in the seat when Joe Biden was incompetent. That show you how much confidence they had on the black.
Right.
And she wouldn't call him out. The fact that his own group sat here and they covered for him, his wife, and then when they knew he was incompetent, they knew this man's memory was gone, and they still left it, and they would not bring that black woman that showed you what they think about us.
And know he had cancer too. They talking about they just screened it late. They knew that man had cancer.
That's another program. That's right. Look, imagine not paying a mortgage 3 years and waiting on a loan modification another 3 years, no pay. That's how they beat us. And this is what we got to look at. We have to learn to do this. When you really look on a mass of how America done us, this what hurts, and this how they make us look like we angry. It's so many issues, right? So it's not the one issue. My issue was the homosexual. Somebody issued it. So it's like a hunch. So when you start rallying, all they listen at, I can't hear you. You got so many issues. So now we gotta come and we gotta narrow things down and just say, stay on this track. This is the track we're gonna travel. The track we're gonna travel is this: establish ourselves, start looking at how we're gonna build and support ourselves, education-wise. If we had to withdraw our kids and all of us get together, listen, for Rockdale, whatever county, all of us can pull our kids out, take that $6,500 out, take educators that we have and let them educate our kids. We don't have to keep this. It's a failing system. The system is going to fail. No kid goes to that system. Find me one kid who goes to that system and all they get is what that system get, and they're excelling. They don't. The parents are doing something extra, putting them in program, other curricular activity, giving them to help them get better, buying things to educate them. So that shows you the system is a failure. We need to get our kids out and realize that 2 minutes more our kids are in jail than in school.
Yeah.
So we can see that we're educating around us. Kamala was not for us. And I'm going to tell you why I did not respect Kamala. I'm going to tell you why I did not respect her. First of all, when you would throw away your own ethnicity in order to get votes, she never claimed Indian and she never claimed Jamaican. You tried to claim us when you want to tell that lie about washing some greens in a bathtub. That was the dumbest thing I heard.
You watch in the bathtub.
Put no. You take. Oh, I know how to do green. You take them. You used to put them in the bathtub. Never happened. Never put no green in no bathtub. Never seen that done before.
Unless a bathtub was a foot tub.
That's on the foot tub people did. That's when you were doing a big
right. That's what I'm saying.
So many greens in the country, but nobody did no greens in no bathtub. That's crazy. But that's how you tried to appeal to us. Let me tell them about washing greens in the bathtub, and they're gonna vote for me. Even now, this
Beyonce concerts.
Quote unquote, black women didn't vote for her. Everybody can blame people talking about, people didn't vote for her. Where were the black women to vote for her? A lot of black women did not go along with that foolishness. You were Jamaican and Indian. Why would you not claim your race?
Mm-hmm.
I'm voting for the issues. I don't care about your color unless your color is hurting me. I'm looking at your positive, look at your issue. How's this going to benefit me? And for us, we don't have a viable candidate between her and him. And listen, yes, I hated to death the kind of job he done. I'm a flat onion. Terrible. It's just been terrible. But at the same time, she didn't even have an agenda. What was her agenda? What was her part? What was she going to change? What was she going to do? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? We were having homeless. We got kids coming home telling them, what these kids say now? Why all of a sudden the kids ain't coming home saying they're a man, a woman trapped in a girl body?
Mm-hmm.
All these homosexuals so mad about this whole thing. They ain't even marching because they did not have a big enough platform. They pushed it like everybody wanted to be gay. That's what they sold us. The world want to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the gays ain't on. What about the women with the abortion? Oh, why they ain't out here marching? Why we ain't hearing their voices? Because let me tell you something. These were private issues. If you want to be homosexual, that has nothing to do with the government. That is your personal business. If you want to get an abortion, that is your personal business. But the same way you want to get an abortion is the same way you need to take a pill and put a condom on. Because you want to fight to be able to get an abortion. We saying, won't you do something before you get pregnant? See, they don't want to talk about that.
Mm-mm.
Well, I can only say a lot. Love Dot, he quit, he left out on it. But listen, this has been real, y'all. So I do. Let me say that I do. I appreciate everybody tonight. I definitely love you all. I definitely would say. I know some people not gonna listen to what Puffy said, Sean, whatever his name is, because of what he said. What he said was right. His actions and what he done, I don't agree with him. Even in private action, I don't agree with that stuff. I just don't. But that's his personal business. I do agree with what he said is true. We don't have enough political voice. We don't have enough push for agendas and issues being met concerning people of color. Trump has pushed even more to move us from America. So we have to come back and our way and not waste no money marching, waste no money on the street with signs. Let's waste our time being effective by changing the narrative, by pulling our people together and saying, listen, let's get straight. What are your problems with me? What are my problems with you? Let's iron it out so we can move on to fix the nation. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Let's fix the nation. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been my whole thing. How do we fix the nation? Y'all got it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to get rid of our time. I gotta get out of here. Plus, Tulu told me she was sending me tell. I want to look at your naked body. Oh, it's so. All that in a bag of chips.
Oh, she said that. Oh, wow. You all that in a bag of chips.
Oh, you are, I could never reach your status. You so high up there. Ooh, you that. You is that. You is Mr. That. And I agree. But she ain't got to just keep telling me all the time.
Right. It's overwhelming for you, preacher. I get it.
I know. When I hear it all the time, I'm just saying for her, you just at some point, it's like, okay, I know. Okay, I know. No, but definitely, I definitely want to say tonight, I've enjoyed the topics as always. Enjoyed the opportunity time to be able to come and we be able to engage in the conversation. Appreciate Confederate coming on. All of you guys on the sideline. You guys always are great. Appreciate your comments. Other things that you offer, send commentary as well. We appreciate you guys because we can't do what we do without you. We definitely encourage you to, when you go out, to make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, send it to a friend, send it to an enemy, send it to a mother, send it to a father, send it to an uncle who's actually your father, but you call him Unc because mom can't afford to bust up the family.
Uncle Dad.
Uncle Dad. Let Uncle Dad watch it too. And let's make sure we get it. Somebody said, what is a bag of onion ring? What is a bag of onion ring for? This man. Listen, if you don't know what you're doing, some of y'all, please get your animals off the computers because they don't know what they're doing. Why is this man talking about a bag of onion rings? What do onion ring have to do with anything? Somebody said, please don't dance. Who gonna dance?
I'm talking about you.
Oh, no, that was AI. That wasn't me. Y'all don't do that. Who got that video? I want to see, can anybody pick out and see what AI is? Who has that video? Can you put that video up there?
No, I don't.
It was fake. It was fake news, like fake news. Fake.
I got no video though. Let me see if I can.
Hold on.
That
was not me fake. But again, let's get together, y'all. Let's empower ourselves. Let's make changes. Let's start pushing to make sure we get these dollars. We get ourselves. I'm sending it back to you. Let me see. I'm telling you, it's AI. I just let it keep going. Listen, if that's what they want to do, somebody says a bag of onion rings stink. Listen, man, take a bath. If you listen, y'all, if you smelling yourself, please take a bath. Don't be afraid to go in there and wash your honey. Please. We got, people, this show here, but we here to help. We don't want to discourage you. Go get in water, boil it first. And I'm telling you the reason why you probably stink, sir, whoever you are. Mr. Blundy. So, Mr. Hay, this is what I'm gonna tell you. The reason why you probably still stink, you take a bath. 1, you're not using water. 2, you're not using water and soap. 3, you're not using water and soap, and you're trying to use cold water. Cold water don't get rid of stink. You're gonna have to put yourself in hot water till you roll that dirt, them layers of dirt off your body. You think, oh, I'm getting dark out here. You're not getting dark, so it's just starting to warm up. It's been raining. That's the layers of dirt where you ain't washed. So please try to get that done as quick as possible. Let me see what it says. 2 minute uncles back in the day. That's right. It was 2 minutes. We never want to see that video again. No, put it up there. I'm trying to just how people take put it up there. Lucky the Lexi show. I know that right. They would have loved that. 20 points, Tuli. What is 20 points? See it laughing at please, y'all, whoever that is, please get your monkey. Put some on your monkey. To put up that, I want to expose these people. See, people put. I said that. Please put the video up there.
I can't.
You can't. Okay.
Let me see if he got it on already. Hold on.
Yeah. I just want to show y'all something right quick. How AI is destroying us. Hold on. She said, "Hold on." This person, what is saying? Cold water makes you sleep better. See that? I already see when people say they stink. I already know it more to it. Are you serious? That's what I'm saying. That's what the man said. Cold water makes some sleep better. He not worried about what he smelled like.
I know.
What happened? You got it?
He can hear us.
He can.
I think so.
Rainbow. He probably taught it by now. So that's all right. Anyway, it's all fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Everybody's fake news. Look at the man say pain reliever. Man not taking a bath, just using a dry towel, rubbing on his body. The man saying that's a pain reliever. I have shades. When I was a kid, I remember I wanted to shave so bad. I said, I want to shave. I can't wait to shave. Yeah. Then come back and say, yeah, I could have left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
I watched my dad to shave. I sit down. I could look in the mirror. I was a little kid beside me. I used to try to mimic what he was doing. He was shaving. Yeah, I remember they bought me a fake razor like to have it. And then you like, yeah, they keep that stuff. She said, Dwayne, don't do it. I beg you. Yeah, Dwayne, don't sit around and don't take no bath with no cold water. Because worst thing you want, real people stink worse than anybody because they body compact. They you need to be tall if you're gonna be stinking where your smell can get out. Like because he's balled up and short, his stink just ball up in his body and it's terrible. So I appreciate you getting him that getting that head up, Chelsea. Again, right? That 72 hour deodorant does a whole bad. What's the BBC? Breath body, keep it clean. That's right, keep it. That's right. I'm on that BBC. Breath behind, keep it clean. You took the wrong way back, huh?
Clothes.
I just said breath behind and clothes.
You did not. You said breath behind, keep it clean.
Being dirty makes you itch. Now, how would he know that? Ask yourself, how the man know that?
Scratching now.
He said, I don't want to see. I don't want to see him stinking either. I'm the same way on there. I just take it word for it. The man say he stink and he itch. I'm gonna take it word. I ain't like, oh, let me see. I want to see if you stink. Now, if I come in, let me smell you. I'm good. I take your word for it. I know you. All right, so they couldn't do it then. You couldn't put it up.
And it takes a second.
Oh, it's finna come up. I'm just gonna show you expose to show y'all how AI is destroying.
How it's fake.
Yeah. Fake news, everybody. Fake news. You know what I ought to do to these reporters? You know what? I'm not going to let you ask any more questions. You're fake news. You're a terrible reporter. Everybody who asks him a question he don't like, I love it. He love no. You call yourself a newspaper? You know what? You're terrible. The whole newspaper. They ought to be shut. You ought to be fired. You're terrible. Matter of fact, I'm not taking any more questions from them. They're like, the man they answer one question. They're saying, what about you taking the $400 billion plane from Qatar? He said, you serious? We're not even talking about it. And this is what you want to talk about? You're a terrible reporter. I mean, you're just terrible. Well, you fake news. Your whole is fake news. We're not taking no more questions with you. Fake. He want to shut the newspapers down. Anybody who questions him on what he's doing should be shut down. It's retarded. How we coming on, Tula? Because we finna end this tonight. Tonight, we're going to be the exposers.
Preacher, right? How are you going to prove it's AI? How are you going to prove that?
I know what I done. One thing you got to worry about, you know what you done in life, and if nobody else know what you done, you know what you done. Like if you poop right now, who would know you pooed it?
Right. Nobody. But myself.
Yeah, exactly. So you won't know. I say, all right, Joe, you just pooed it. Did you poop? Oh, it could be. Wrong point. Let me ask somebody. I did not know she was gonna poop right here on live. This is scary.
Okay. I didn't know that at all, Preacher. You guys
also what's called Confederate say his phone died. I told him how to picture. He said he would have never just abruptly went off like that. His phone died, shut down. Dr. Joe, somebody said Dr. Joe's sick. Have you been to the doctor? Is that a diagnosis? That is something you did. Come on, hold on a minute. Let me see this. Now I'm trying to see. I'm trying to say we finna expose AI. Look at that. Busted her hustle. See that everybody see that? Folks be running around here putting videos up of people all up in the videos and everything.
Like that.
Come to Del Row. That's what I'm saying. Folks all up in the video. What happened to the video?
Go ahead.
Excuse you? We can't hear you. It came and it popped off.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, did y'all see it?
Yeah, it was short. Yeah.
I just started. I just want to see if y'all see it.
Come on now. Come on. Thank people. Thank people. Thank. In the hospital, people sick. If I did, I could have killed her. That's not me. That's fake news. It's fake news, everybody. It's fake news.
I'm sorry, y'all.
So make sure y'all know that. Yeah, just make sure y'all know fake news. We exposing them. We exposing these people. Listen, they all criminals. They ought to be locked up in jail. Like Trump said, they ought to lock them up in jail. It makes no sense. That probably came from the Biden administration. Sleepy Joe, and Kamala. Sleepy Joe and Kamala. That's who did it.
Okay.
I'm saying that's why I had to look like AI. No, see, it's AI. Exactly, that's AI all the time. I don't know why people can't look and say, "Oh, they trying to frame that man." She said, "Your arm disappeared." Definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
What?
AI. This is not hard to see people deep. Listen, where the music comes. So y'all tell me the hospitals that had the music just shooting out the top of the building. All they did was took an image. Can you just show a still picture, man? That just showing.
Say what?
Can you just stop and show a still picture, man? I'm gonna see if that me or not.
Hold on.
Cause we. Are y'all serious?
How dare they? Whoever did that.
That's sick. Y'all think that's sick?
Pocket.
What like has to me instead of whatever you has to shut your mouth, gorilla. But that is not. Listen, it's the video. That's me, but it's not me. Let me say, I ain't put my foot on Eddie Murphy couch. Y'all put my foot on Eddie Murphy couch. Listen, people are trying to frame me. What y'all think they gonna put out here on me? Why they want to make a video of me sitting down right there, like reading the Sefer or something like that? Because they did that show. So what they do? They want to set me up, take a video, make it look like, oh, I'm some kind of little freak in the hospital. Oh shit, was your mama gay? Yeah, all in the hospital. Why? It's sick people.
Sick.
I care. So I just want to make sure we got that clear. We exposed. She said, "Who picked? There's that. Who picked the song?" See, nobody talking. Who picked this song? LOL. LOL need to go to jail. Like, yeah, I want that LL Cool J brother.
That is so lame.
No, you got LOL. Your brother.
Lame, Tom, lame.
That move after the two hands pet gets me. Are you serious? That is so. Listen, that's AI people. That's AI. Allen Iverson did that. That's not me. Yeah, that's fake working, man. Thank you. Has no time. Thank you. I'm working, man. Ain't got time for that. I don't got time to go to the video doing all that right here and pop around like this and turn around and backslap. Come on, people.
Sick.
AI. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. People trying to frame me, but I'm here for y'all. So I'm glad we cleared it up. I just wanted to say that. So I'm gonna have a press conference set up, and I want y'all to come. We'll have everybody there at the press conference, and that right there, we're gonna reveal it. We're gonna be there. We're gonna bring it to trial. Everything, whole thing gonna be out there. It's gonna be a big thing. Gonna be press release. Everything ain't gonna be no food, but just come anyway. We appreciate all y'all. We got to get ready to go. We got to get ready. So don't forget, for those that follow, tomorrow night sunset, you're going into a double Shabbat now. You got the regular Shabbat, sunset Friday. Then you got Shabbat day. Then with the sunset Sunday, Ukal Shabur, first fruit, Feast of Weeks, start Sunday. Sunday service going to be at 11 o'clock. We got people, they got to get on the road. They got to get back.
Oh, my gosh.
Who you telling? 12 o'clock? It'll be between 11 and 12. Had a spirit release, so be ready. Y'all come with probably 11 o'clock. So I know they got to get through, eat, then they got to get on the road, get back. And we appreciate all them coming. I want to be mindful of their time, too. He said, is AI coming? Yes, AI supposed to be. I'm going to give him a call and see if he's going to come, too. Oh, hypocrite. You just if you're going to take a bath, are you going to still be stinking? Don't you come if you're going to be stinking. Yeah, if I see you at the motel across the street, it's a clone. Exactly. That's a clone. Thank you.
It's AI.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're gonna get ready to go so we can get ready with everything. We definitely appreciate you guys again, always every week, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. You let us come to your homes and spend some time and borrow your ear and borrow your mind, because you're great thinkers, and we need people like you. You're game changers. You know, you're innovators, and we need more of you, and we need to get more of you involved, and people the same way. So if we're gonna make better for ourselves, we have to do it. No politician can do it by themselves. No one political party. We just got to frame the work, and we all just got to work together for people who love truth. We don't ever want what we do out of hate itself for hating our situations, hating the negativity that we radiate or that we allow to come into. Those are things we need to hate, not the people. People are people. We just got to learn how to deal with each other, get people to see. This is what you look at. You can use a gun and you can fight a person. It doesn't change opinions. Mm-hmm. We got to get people to change opinions. And the only way you do that is by conversating and showing people another side. That's what we're trying to do. So we appreciate you. Don't forget, if anybody asks you, did you mind? You tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Two Mics and My Mind. Nobody else told you they love you. Hey, we love you. Our language is called a hug. Tulip, Resident Joe, love Doctor on the toilet. Take us home.
We apologize. We didn't get to a lot of things that we had to share with you.
Yeah, we apologize. We was going, as Confederate was going, we started touching on other topics, but we'll do that this week. If Yahuwah tarry and if the creek don't rise.
All right, let's do it. Go.
All right, what's your saying?
Who's?
Resident Joe, what you got for us?
Growth requires uncomfortability.
What?
Okay.
What you saying?
Okay. Growth requires uncomfortability.
That's scary. Who you got that from?
You, preacher?
No. Well, no, she said she get it from me.
You have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. We can't be sitting down. We got to do stuff.
How you throw me in every time you when you go through you remember that the weekly reader when she reads the weekly reader from 1970, all of a sudden I'm involved. You hear that? Oh, Ernie liked it. What he said?
Ernie's a hater, preacher.
He said boo. He called you boo, Dr. Joe.
He's a hater.
That's what Ernie a hater?
Yeah, hater. Big time.
Ernie one of the most humblest people we got. Oh, look at somebody said what Chavez said.
I just came up with that, Chavez.
But no, you just say you got from me.
Well, I am stealing the quotes from preacher.
I am so confused right now, Chavez. I don't even know. Listen, I don't know who got a scope. You might go back to Kuma Matata. You did. What'd you say? Oh my goodness. Tula, what you got for us tonight?
What is yours? Okay, bloom where you're planted.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
In reference to growth, come on.
Preacher, I know you're thinking.
I'm thinking. I'm so confused right now. What happened? She said, "Bloom, you do what?"
Bloom where you're planted.
Mm. I'm gonna have night. Right now, it's so messed up right now. Night. I don't even know what we're doing. What's the name of this show? Cause some of the stuff y'all done said tonight, I'm like just blown away tonight. And y'all like, oh, this is beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Grow.
Grow. Oh yeah, grow and hurt. Did y'all get? Let me know. Had y'all been in a Diddy party where y'all got that from? It sounded like Diddy party quote to me.
Bloom where you're. Oh shoot. Bloom where you're planted.
It sounds like you saying boom. You said like blow up.
Grow where you planted. Bloom where you, however you want to put it.
Look what Ernest said.
Grow where you're planted.
Preacher, he's been saying so much. As of now, I haven't seen that one quote.
All right, come on, Ernie. Give him a quote, Ernie. Why Ernie bust your bow? Ernie, give her a quote. Why Ernie come?
Ernie, I'm giving you a...
Oh, Chavez, give him one too. Chavez, go and bust her. Oh, y'all look. Andrew came on. Andrew's supposed to be here in weeks.
They're done with their seconds, preacher. We are on the spot.
But you know, Andrew's supposed to be here this weekend. Yeah. Oh, Andrew, somebody say you need to have security when you come. Miss Smith, look at that thinking. Miss Smith thinking about Lowe's plants on dirt.
Listen, I'm in the theme of what how she started. That's talent when you can do that.
Also, you put together.
It's the theme. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's
like when one homeless person come up with another homeless person with a bucket, like that's growth. It's like because you can come up with a bucket. That's scary. That
was nice picture when you just said it right there.
What was?
When people put everything together, that's growth. When people work together.
Boom! There you go. Working together.
You just said something right now you didn't even realize. I'm telling you.
You a poet and you didn't even know it.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing like Lil Dollar. I'm just gonna go sit on the toilet because I'm not gonna get caught up in this stuff. Y'all guys are so dangerous. I don't know. I'm just gonna go in the toilet and just sit there. I can see him now sit there. I don't want to see him because I'm gonna burn my mind.
Really smart.
You know, just his little leg just sitting on the toilet. Like when you sit on the toilet, your leg just like. How tall are you when you sit on the toilet?
And then the feet are like.
It's terrible. Man, just sit on the toilet there. Then he go all the way back and like in a jungle there. Love Dr. Legs on the toilet. Why you dun 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 dun. All he needed that look. Dun, dun, dun. It's pathetic. It's terrible. Listen, we appreciate y'all guys. We hobby y'all so much, and y'all definitely make sure that we gonna catch y'all back. Tula, come on, give us your other one, Tula. Let's get it one from the liquor store.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, he does. Martinez got the record for the longest toilet use.
Oh wow!
But Dwayne had to short his legs on the toilet. Now he's so proud. He's talking about, yeah, you got one of them squatty potties. I say, man, I don't like no man asking me about squatting on no pot. He got a little stool. He put his legs on. I said, man, fortunately, my legs can touch the ground. I sit on the toilet, so I wouldn't feel comfortable on that. But that man has a ladder. He said he walks up the ladder to get on the toilet. I don't know how. I mean, how big is your toilet that you can lay a ladder on the? I just never seen it before, and I don't want to see it either. Let me clear. I don't want to see it. Come on, Tula trying to look it up now. She's trying to find that milk card.
That's something. Okay, it you know, it's an razzle dazzle, but it didn't have anything to do with growth.
Oh no,
we supposed to been doing growth.
That's what you said. We just want to quote. We never said it had
Richard, you never said your quote.
Listen, what y'all did tonight, y'all wiped my mind clean.
What?
With the rain on the toilet, swinging their legs, and Tula talking about boom, blowing up some plant. And you were talking about some, I don't know what you turned. And then you always talking about, I get it from you, preacher. I'm like, you did not get that from me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so guess what?
No, chicken butt, that's what.
What you allow will continue. That has its theme with growth.
You got to put a stop into a behavior to grow. I see what you said.
Will continue. And that's growth. All right. What you allow will continue.
What you will sting you? What happened?
What you allow will continue.
That's right.
Is this like in real life?
Danielle Jones, 100. Look, 100.
No, she said 100. Like that, how many times y'all have screwed up together? 50 for you, 50 for her. She like that's 100 bad when she done heard something. This is crazy. Look at Sarah. Even they laughing at y'all. Y'all see, y'all have just framed this whole show tonight. Y'all too with this stuff. People laughing at us. Look at that laughter. That's how we got to laugh. People is laughing at us. She said 100% funny. Like, wow, y'all have no conscience. So, Ernie, you get yours together. Ernie have it tomorrow. It'll be something.
Preacher. This has been an hour, and Ernie has still not said his quote.
He said, look at Tula and Joe has the double team on the sand.
Thank you.
I know, beautiful. Because he's trying to say y'all don't have nothing. Yeah, that's a word, Tula. Why you think you're from Mississippi and the man left you in the field?
Thanks, Harriet.
First of all, that was a quotation. That was not a word. So that's part of why they left y'all in the field. They like y'all couldn't discern between. Don't continue to allow this crap. Exactly. He's exactly right. He's right.
You know he's talking.
He right. They don't continue this crap. I'm trying to cut him off now because it's terrible. Listen, y'all have done a beautiful job and done a terrible job tonight with this, which I'm pulling right here. And I can see why the NBA series is over. The championship with. No, it's finna start, but nobody watching them tickets. Listen, nobody wants to see no Indiana and no OKC. If them guys see two tickets, listen, nobody wants to see that game. That's gonna be demo boy. They're gonna play, but nobody knows them. The whole team is the like you're looking for star players who you said that's my man. The whole team is the star. So it's like it don't work well like that. You want to see a name brand person. Who you think will win? OKC gonna win it. OKC.
The Braves won 9-3.
Oh, that's true. And they what? I mean, what they're like third in their division, fourth in their division out of 5 people.
So?
No, that's what I thought.
That's right now.
I gotta let y'all know she's a loser. Once you say that, the Knicks, I told y'all, the Knicks ain't going nowhere. They've been cursed. They ain't won since Phil Jackson since he played. They're not going to. I mean, New York knew they weren't going nowhere. The West, nobody even looked at the East. Everybody know the West gonna win it anyway. So OKC should win that. Both of them two good young teams, but really, I wouldn't care which one I'm winning. Neither one on my team. OKC used to be my team when Kevin Durant used to play for them. But yeah, I ain't count on it. And Indiana ain't did that since Reggie Miller, and I didn't like him anyway. He ran too.
I remember Reggie Miller.
Yeah, really, I didn't like he ran too much. I wasn't a Reggie Miller fan. I watched him, but I'm not a fan. All right, people, we're going to get ready to go. So let's go ahead now, We're going to cut it out and let them know 100% Braves won. And you're still number 4 in your division.
9 against the Phillies.
5 teams in your division, you number 4.
That's right now.
It'll be later. It's
way too early for all that doubt. It's way too early for all that.
How many games they played? With 20 games?
How many have they played?
Yeah, it's been about 20.
Probably, yeah. Maybe.
They ain't gonna come back. Don't worry about it. They ain't gonna get no better.
I think it's been 20.
Don't look for nothing out. No, just don't look for nothing out. Your way you feeling don't get hurt. They're an Atlanta team. I don't put my confidence in nothing in Atlanta. You'll lose.
Ooh.
All I put my confidence in Atlanta is I-20. The way y'all synagogue I-20, it should still be there.
Wow, that's so sad.
Yeah, too much be going on 85, 75. I-20, I can bow for I-20. I-20 rings straight through the K to where it greater, so I know them. All right, y'all. Gonna get ready to head out. Listen, Javier, he said, I respect the old Fulton County. Yes. Even though they want to, I respect them. Yeah, they had the Fulton County. They were better at the Fulton County. Yeah, they were better.
There you go. That's right. They have.
Yeah.
Already. Who you know played 55 games?
They have played 55 games already. They got 165? So they got 110 more games to play, regular Joe.
That's why I said it's early, honey. This ain't even half.
And get what? When you lose and starting out, you don't get no better later. They got to wait for everybody else to burn out, let their injury to get in. So you really not a star team like that. We'll start team no matter who you got. We doing the same thing every time.
Don't waste our talent on.
Yeah, they don't waste their time. Just on 162 guys. That's the same thing.
Don't worry about it. June 8th.
June 8th. What they gonna do? Who they play June 8th? What series with who?
That's a Sunday game.
Ooh.
What they got to do with that thing?
I'm saying I can go.
Whatever, man. You broke. You ain't gonna do nothing. All right.
Okay.
All right, she broke. All right, listen. How about y'all? We look to see some of y'all tomorrow. How many see y'all tomorrow? They need who? Chipper back and then who that? Ogler. First of all, Chipper Jones. They could have kept Terry Pendleton. They need Chipper. I remember Chipper first came. Chipper he had a fly ball here first hit, so he ain't now Chipper did all right. But they wanted to have some out of blood. Terry Pendleton. When they had Terry Pendleton, Odin Nixon, Ryan Gant, David Justin. They would kill a Mad Dog. They about this. They had a team back then. Yeah. Brian John came out there before that. They had a team. John Sally. He played basketball. But John Smoke. They had the picture. Mad Dog, Smoke, Avery, and Glavin. Best pitcher staff. Nobody never had a better pitcher staff. Nobody. That's been the all-time great. All of them were every all-time great pitcher. And they can only win one championship. Pathetic. But 13 pennants. Yeah, we already talked about John Smokes. You need to stop smoking. We already talked about John Smokes. Woo!
Let's go.
All right. Ahaba, y'all. Ahaba, y'all.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. 2 mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 nights and a mind. 2 nights and a mind. 2 nights and a mind. 2 nights and a mind.
All right. You do something better. I'll do something better. We'll be better together. Until next week, y'all willing.
And don't let AI show your behind. Because they did it to me. I'm good now.
Peace.
Yeah. Holla at you.